shrunk a little bit.
Shrunkified. Yeah, just wash them.
Right.
Wash them.
Wash them. Shoe from 2006.
Just wash them, bro.
I'm gonna wash it. Yo, what is going down, y'all? Welcome in. The most underrated podcast you already know. Where's my sounds at? My bad. Hell yeah! There we go. Broadcasting from Most Underrated Studios. I'm your man, Thomas the Franchise. The homie Dow Palantonio chilling across from me. Dude, the water fountain wasn't working up top up here.
Oh, no
so I just
surprise.
had to run down to the thing. I started taking 2 steps outside the studio because normally our water fountain's right across the hall. Mm-hmm. I can walk over there, fill up my water before the show. Of course, our water fountain isn't working on our floor. Now I got to go down to the floor below. I start walking, don't have the mask. Got to come back in, grab the mask, go downstairs. People are looking at me crazy. I took like 3 steps. Saw people from the dentist office looking at me crazy. I was looking at myself crazy. You just forget. Yeah. Weird start to the show. Anyway, sorry we're a little late. What up, fools? What up, chat? How you guys doing? Hopefully good. Welcome in. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Hopefully everybody's safe. I went and picked up my Jubilees this weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, dude, at Cherry Creek Mall.
Okay.
I did the old Cherry Creek Mall raffle.
Nice.
Try to get on the sneaks, because at Aurora Mall you're smoked. Mm-hmm. Park Meadows, I feel like, has even been smoked lately. Like, it's not as good as it used to be. But so I go to pick up my Jubilees at Aurora Mall because it's a 25th anniversary pair. It's a pair I will be able to flip later on. It's not a pair I'm going to keep. The lettering on the side is awful. I did see the homie Jay Brown. Shout out to Jay Brown. I did see the homie Jamar Brown on Twitter use a heat gun, took his letters off, and they look a lot better. But can you imagine getting that Jordan 11 Jubilee, wearing that thing around, and you got an L because it's a J backwards? It literally looks like an L on the side of your foot. Sitting there, as it goes down on this side, it looks like Lorden. It doesn't even look like a J. It's backwards on the inside. Have you noticed that?
It's gross.
Cream on the outside, backwards on the inside. That's what this shit should say. That's the Jordan 1 or the Jordan 11 Jubilee, aka the Jordan 11L. If you take the lettering off, I think it's okay. Some people are saying it's just like the 7210s or the Space Jams. I don't think so. 7210s. Oh man, very underrated pair. I know this is a sneakers, but we're just opening the show. That's what I did over the weekend. Picked up the Jubilees. But dude, the 7210s, I pulled them out of the box just to compare when I got the Jubilees in. Not even close. The 7210s is shitting on the Jubilees so hard. So hard. The 7210s, it's that crinkled butter leather, the nice tumbled leather. What else you got on the 7210s? The sparkly toe box, which I love. I love that sheen in the toe box. The red Jumpman on the back corner.
And the packaging is completely different. It's that OG packaging.
Right,
where you have the plastic
right.
dividers. You don't have that new, weird, confusing box.
I don't have my box. I had to think about it. It got fucked in the fire.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a pair I got before the house fire. So I didn't even have my box.
Damn.
But I love the 7210s regardless. 11's on feet today. I'm rocking today the hell are these? The Christmas red joints.
Yeah.
The Chris Paul PE that everyone was in love with
Right.
until they decided to make it a GR, not a PE, and now everyone hates it. Or everyone did hate it. What the hell are these called? Win Like 96.
Win Like 96, yep.
The Jordan 11 Win Like 96. That's what these are called. Thank you, chat. Just kidding. The chat was no help at all. You guys sleeping over there? T-Buck actually did put a snoozing emoji in there. Tommy TK, haven't checked out the show in a minute. Welcome back, bro. I say this all the time, but I know everyone uses the show how they use the show. People get busy. People get life going on. People get schedules changed. Don't worry, bro. You guys can go ahead and do all you do. You can go check out other shows. You can cheat on us. You can listen. You can not listen. Whenever you're ready to come back, whenever you're ready for that dope content, we will be here, bro. I don't know if we'll be in the studio. I don't know if it'll be a solo show. I don't know if it'll be Dow by himself just doing some sneaker shit. I don't know what will happen. If it'll be me and a co-host, but we'll be here.
The most underrated. We'll be here.
We'll be here. We won't be making any money, but we're here, bro. Somehow we're here.
We should do a name change.
What?
The most consistent podcast.
Yeah.
Is that better than most underrated?
It's harder to most underrated. I feel like we have that title hands down.
Yeah.
the educational shit we do, like just the shit from the Zoom Airs, comparing Zoom Airs. Like if you have a little bit of patience and you can listen to a radio show or a video like this, whatever, over, a couple hours, you enjoy settling in, getting some coffee, doing your work, listening to content, consuming content. I feel like this show offers so much, from sports to sneakers to, like I said, the breakdowns of different comparisons of sneakers, the sound clips we offer from sports, from the sporting leagues, all this stuff underrated. I feel like we have most underrated down. Like what we offer the consumer for free, literally just to tune in, is awesome. Shout out to all the people that do hit us on Patreon. I was talking to the neighborhood this morning. We'll be getting the Discord going this week for you patrons. You guys have been so patient. You guys have been incredible. Everyone that's still on Patreon, I love the shit out of you guys. So we will definitely get that going for you in the Discord. But as far as most underrated, or most consistent, I don't know. I don't know if there are people more consistent than us.
Yeah.
We're pretty damn consistent, but we have missed shows here and there.
Right. 2 shows a week, though. That's pretty good.
2 shows a week for 200 plus eps.
All free.
Only missing a little bit of shows. Yeah.
Not
all
bad.
free. There you go. 7210 is the most underrated Jordan 11. Joey Maggiano. Dude, I'm with you. I love the 7210s. Just take a look at the 7210s when you have them in hand. Look at the way they did the because they're not patent leather, only in the toe box. Look at the way they did the leather, the crinkle leather on the sides, and then the way they have the leather sewn over the top. I don't even know what it's called. But I don't know, like the I can't think of the term I'm trying to say. Oh, you pulling them up? Dope. That's not it. That could have. Yeah, I guess it is. It's all right. See in between on the sides. Yeah, click on the one on feet in the middle there. That shows good lighting. Yeah, brilliant. The other one. That's fine. See the leather in between those spacing. What other Jordan 11? I don't even remember another Jordan 11 that you have those lines of leather down, and then it just looks completely different.
It does.
It's so different than any other Jordan 11.
And that suede on the back is really soft. It's just different, dude.
And I didn't put this together until I pulled my pair out last night and was comparing them to the Jubilees, and then I pulled these out, and then you look at the Space Jams, and you're like, all those are pretty much the same.
Right.
The way these are, with the leather, with the quality of the leather in between the spacing there, I love that.
So nice.
Yeah, dude.
Buttery, soft.
Because otherwise, it's just like I have on the 7210s here. It's just like this canvas material. This is a canvas material in between those little spaces. It's not leather, and it's not like a nice butter.
And isn't that what the Jubilees do? They do the canvas as well? Yeah. Gross.
So not really for me. Wow, this is like the 5th time this song is played on the show. I gotta skip it this time. This is fun. John King. Underrated self-congratulation, freeing up my time like the Emancipation Proclamation. Ha ha. Bars. Wow. Bars.
John must be on that Addy this morning.
Well, you didn't like it?
I liked it.
No, he didn't like us giving ourselves a little credit.
Oh.
Are we not allowed to give ourselves a little credit for showing up here?
I mean, for real.
Twice a week? For everyone? No?
Give them some credit. I mean, for real.
T-Buck. Most consistent podcast would start on time. I guess we're not that tight, Dal.
Oh, well. Leave it to the chat to let us know.
Shots fired. Blocka. Blake P. Yeah, I was going to say that, T-Buck. He said his typing's pretty inconsistent. Yeah, I got a couple issues there. Bro, Dal got effed in my fantasy this weekend. We forgot to hit the fantasy update of the last show. How are you? I know you're not looking good in the most underrated league.
Oh, dude, the most underrated. And it's interesting because I took advantage of Thomas's swell team last week. Just embarrassed him, bro.
I had a couple leagues like that, too, where I had to play the same guy last week as this week. And it's like, oh, shit. You just know you're going to get – you beat him last week, and they're going to get you in the week that it matters, right?
Yeah.
That's what happened?
Oh, dude. Will the real Slim Sadie please stand up? I was absent. I was absent from most underrated this week, I guess. Damn, I'm barely hit 100, and Thomas's swell team, he's about at 170, which 170 in fantasy, each week to week, you're going to take out anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yee was balling out of control.
I'm so happy I didn't have to play Yee this week. He put up 167 in the most underrated league. Dal's at 109.54. with Nick Chubb to go.
Yeah.
He needs Nick Chubb to have an all-timer.
You think he can do it?
Is Yee done? Yee is done. No.
No.
Not splitting time against the
a
Ravens run D.
Baltimore D.
Right.
Get out of here.
You need Kareem Hunt to get a high ankle sprain in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Or first possession, first carry.
I need Baker Mayfield to have a heart attack.
And you need the pass game just to be shut down and the run game to just be cracking.
Yeah.
You need Chubb to do a little Corey Dillon versus the Broncos in the early 2000s. You remember that one?
Yeah,
like
dude.
300 and some yards with the
crazy.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Like crazy performance. What are some of the other all-time rushing performances like that where it's just like insane days? Guys just go off. Like I said, like Corey Dillon's not a no-name, but to a lot of people, they're like, who the hell is Corey Dillon if you don't follow the league like that?
Yeah.
There's been, I feel like, some of those where you're like, oh, my God, so-and-so rushed for 296 and 4 tutties. You're like, who the hell is that guy?
I think and this is a little different, right? Derrick Henry last year, 4 tutties. He might have even had 3 or 4 this year. But I mean, Derrick Henry's balling out. He had another great day yesterday. If you had Derrick Henry in your DraftKings lineup, I mean, you were already taking a one up anyways.
I think you had to have Henry to take down any kind of DraftKings yesterday. Speaking of DraftKings, shout out to my guy, Brian Valencia.
Winning again.
Yep. No, his brother usually takes it down. It's funny, his brother took dead last this week.
Oh,
and he didn't even hit 100. 83 points. Imagine putting up 83 points in the DraftKings. I mean, I did 105, but I got to a hundo. Black Prez 93, and then JRV did 83. But yeah, shout out to Brian. He won 163. Very low scoring. Remember, Derek's been putting up like 200 the past couple weeks. Mm-hmm. This week, he didn't even put up 150. He did 145, but the winning score, 163 on DK.
Jeez.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, 39 points in DraftKings this week.
Killed it.
Oh, he won it by, dog, I'm looking at him. Sabres Bills had 159. Valencia had 163. You know what put him over the top?
What was
that Derek Carr touchdown in garbage time at the very end against the Colts yesterday.
Dude, and Chris Hansen even mentioned something like that on Red Zone.
Did
He's
he?
like, and for you fools, with Derek Carr, doing some garbage time. He actually
Fantasy
said garbage
stats or whatever,
time.
yeah.
Chris Hansen's the man.
That's what's funny is Chris Hansen is actually his brother. Chris Hansen is, excuse me, sir, come in here. Sit down. Would you sit down here? Would you have a seat?
Oh, it was Scott Hansen.
It's Scott Hansen.
My bad.
It's okay, Dale.
Damn it.
But
I'm always somewhat close.
I'm not even sure. Is Chris Hansen his brother? I'm just talking shit. I don't even know.
Yeah, Chris Hansen
But
was
Chris Hansen's the guy. Hey, come here, please.
The pedophile guy, the investigative whatever reporter. Yeah.
He just busts those pedos like online talking to
Dateline or whatever.
Kids. Hey, excuse me. Guys try to run up. No. Where are you going, man? Hey, we actually. You brought over some pizza and beer, right?
Yeah.
You brought over some beer. Set the beer down. Have a seat right here, my guy. So funny.
That's true.
No. Please, just have a seat. Let's talk about this really quick.
Yeah. You and your Genkos have a seat.
Dude, that shit is the worst. Those guys. Chris Hansen, Scott Hansen. How'd you mix that up? That's hilarious.
Go figure.
Black Prez. There he is in the chat. What up, Prez? How you doing on German time?
Black Prez.
He said, sup, fools? I'm here. Just drank some, Gluhwein. You've been to Germany, haven't you?
Yes.
Gluhwein. Gluhwein?
I think that's pretty good.
Gluhwein? Just drank some Gluhwein, but had to head home because my Ordnungsschmatt was on my ass.
That must be the 5-0.
Because the Ordnungsschmatt.
Must be the 5-0.
Schamt. That's tough. Yeah, he could fill us in. Did we get any of that right? He said, what's up, boys, again? And he said, I need those kicks, TTF. Jordan 11, win like 96, bro. These came out, if you were into sneakers, Prez, like 3 years ago when these dropped 2 or 3 Christmases ago. They were everywhere, just like the Jubilee is this year. People were selling them cheap, quick selling them all over. You could find these under retail, I think, that year. They were $220 retail. People were just trying to get rid of them.
Christmas
under
2018.
Retail. Christmas 2018. There you go. Under retail. Now? Nope.
What
Everyone,
are they? $350?
Yep. Resale. Now you got people like Prez. I need those shoes. People like them. No one likes them at the time they come out, though. It's interesting. What's good, boys? Hope everyone's having a good Monday today. Taylor Jordan. What up, bro? How you doing? Josh Cheek, what up, Josh? Black Prez in the house. Hit him with the drop. I already gave him the drop. I think I'm late on that. Late on reading the comment. Anyway, most underrated fantasy league. So Dow's out. it looks like he's been eliminated by Thomas Yee unless Nick Chubb just has – this is just a miracle.
Yeah.
I go against Kirby, the 8th seed. I'm the 1 seed. I've been pretty much dominating the league. I think I had 3 losses this season, excuse me. I was 10-3. Top seed, we don't do buys in this league. Instead of doing 6 people make the playoffs, we do 8 out of 12, and we make everyone fight it out. There's no first-round buys in this shit.
Nice.
So I had to play Jeff Kirby in the 8th seed, and that always makes me nervous. Kirby hit me up, too, going into the week. He's like, hey, good luck, man. I did some research. And I know the 8 versus 1 seeds, dude, him and I think it was a rematch of last year, and he put me out.
Did he?
I think I got put out in the first round as a 1 seed or as one of the top seeds by Kirby.
I feel like I got put out by Kirby as well.
Knock on wood. Last year.
We both got put out by Kirby.
But this year, it's not going down like that. I'm sitting here at 119 points, and I'm done. Kirby's sitting here at 84 points, and he's done.
Oh.
So I will be advancing. I'm sorry, Jeff Kirby. Thanks for the donation to the league. Thanks for playing all year. You know I love you. You know you're my guy. But, yeah, Curb's going out. Didn't get anything out of McLaurin. 3 points there. James Conner with 1 point for him.
Ugh.
Hines under 10. Chris Godwin under 10. Tampa Bay D9. So he had a lot of single digits in there. I had some single digits. I had a couple blunders. Robert Woods with 5. New England's defense pooped it up on Thursday night against the Rams. That got me 4. But everything else was money. I was double digits on everything else. You're gonna win that way. Except Logan Thomas. Who cares about him? So I will be moving on. In the rest of the league, you've got wet-ass Nugs against Joey's Lynch squad. Those guys are both done. Joey's Lynch squad moving on as well at 7 and 6th. He was 5th in the league going into the playoffs. Obviously, Thomas's swell team beating the crap out of Dallas. Thomas Yee moving on with 167 this week. He's 7 and 6 as well, right behind Maggiano's team. They're both 7 and 6 at 5 and 6 ranked coming in. EB started out the gun hot, and his team just fell apart. He was in first, killing all of us, and then he just slid all the way down the rankings. He slid all the way down to 7th, barely made the playoffs.
Did he?
And then in the first round, he gets cashed by Jay Nasty, the Mad City Madman, 163 to 63.
Oh, jeez.
He's got 63 right now. Imagine that. But that doesn't matter. Kareem Hunt, Ayuk, Tucker, and the Baltimore D. Is he going to be able to put up 163? Is he going to be able to gain 100 points with those 4?
No.
Yahoo hasn't projected it 90. Projected him to get 90. So that's it. There's the matchup. So moving on, it'll be Jay Nasty. It'll be Thomas Yee. It'll be Joey's Lynch squad. And it'll be your boy T the French. Those 4 are moving on. Congratulations to everybody in the most underrated league. We'll be looking at it doesn't look like much is going to be impacted tonight. People have players tonight, but it doesn't look like it's going to change anything. Wet-ass Nugs is done. Yeah, everyone's done. So those will be the 4 moving on. As far as Jeff Kirby, excuse me. Kirby hit me with a DM this morning, a mile long, explaining the Pat Mahomes and Von Miller shoes.
Right.
Really quickly, let's hit that. So what he basically said was that they're going back to their high school colors?
It sounds like it.
Is that correct?
Yeah. So it sounds like that Adidas Ultra Boost resembles not a college pack. It's the high school colorways, stating that Juju was a badass in high school, Von Miller, all these high school accolades. So instead of going to their college, which everybody's familiar with and everybody's infamous, right?
Yeah.
You knew exactly where Von Miller went to college. I, not being the big football college guy, I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, we talked about it last cast. These all
Mahomes went to A&M.
These all signify high school colors.
High school colors. So Kirby's like, hey, just give some clarification. I appreciate it, Kirb, but I don't think Adidas is doing – it's still a dropping the ball by Adidas. Like, oh, that makes sense. Let's put their high school colors on the shoe that nobody fucking knows. I don't know one athlete – excuse my language. I don't know one athlete that I know their high school – if I really, really, really thought about it, outside of LeBron James, because he played on ESPN, I can picture him in the gold jerseys, the Irish, the gold and green. I can see that with LeBron, St. Mary's, whatever it was. Anyone else? I'm not sure that I know another pro athlete's high school. Do you? off the top of my head right now,
Dude,
thinking about it.
Not really, dude. I'm just going to say.
So that's good because, you know, everyone's familiar with their high school colors, so they're going to go rush to buy them. These are going to fly off the shelves because of that, right, Adidas? What are you guys doing over there? Just stupid. Like I said, if they were doing collegiate, like they've done collegiate packs, that would make more sense. They're doing high school colors with the guy's name on the back?
Available early, the Ultra Boost NFL High School PE pack.
Come on, guys.
Jalen Ramsey had his own. Crazy. The Mahomes. You had the Juju Smith.
Oh, Mello into Oak Hill. I knew that one because I saw the jersey hanging in finish line for 2 years, and then it was on clearance forever. Was not selling. I don't know why.
Stephon Diggs even had. Look.
Did I say A&M or not? He was just saying A&M with Von Miller. I think I said Tech.
Right.
Maybe I didn't. Whatever.
Look. Stephon Diggs even had his own high school colorway. Who the hell knows where he went?
That's Stephon Diggs Ultra Boost?
Yeah. That's his PE.
Crazy, dude. Just
yeah.
crazy how late they are on stuff, how the concepts, not good.
Right.
Scroll down real quick. Did that Flyknit have it looked like the top of someone's face. What if it was Pat Mahomes' face in that 2.0 Flyknit? What if it had his hair? Just for a brief second, scroll down real quick. Scroll down. Like scroll and then scroll up and just to where the top of it. No, just the top of that red peeps out the screen. To where it could look like his hair, like a face. Like his face could be scroll down a little more. Just where it's popping out the top. Right there. Just a little bit. You put his face in there with his hair. Would that make you buy the Pat Mahomes Ultra Boost in the 2.0 pattern if they had his face into the prime knit? Yeah. Like that, just sneaking.
No, it would remind me of insurance.
Insurance?
Yeah, because isn't he a part of that?
Right. It reminds you of the State Farm commercial?
Yeah. I see State Farm. That's all I see.
Right. They would have been better off doing ketchup Ultra Boost and marketing Pat Mahomes. Jesus. You're right. State Farm Ultra Boost, something.
Yeah. Yeah, where was the Aaron Rodgers discount double check Ultra Boost? That's what I want to see. That's what I'm here for.
Mahomes went to Texas Tech, I think. Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm. We were saying A&M. He was talking about A&M with Von Miller.
Right.
And then I thought I said Pat Mahomes went to Texas Tech. But maybe not. Maybe I was talking A&M. Maybe my words got confused. I'll have to run it back. Adidas has been out of touch for a while. Kills me they don't control Boost Tech. Mm-hmm. LOL. Absolutely. You might know a few NBA players that went straight pro, but not many NFL. I know most of Colorado NFL players, though, just because it's hometown. Black Press. I don't know any NFL that have ever gone to high school press. NBA, you could go straight to the pros. Mm-hmm. Well, who knows? We were talking about that the other show. LeBron's son, Bronny James, being eligible to go into the league if they lift that rule, which is something they're expected to do by that time. But yeah, NFL players going straight to the league, I don't think that's ever happened. You guys can look it up, but I'm pretty positive. Yeah, CMC went to Valor. Okay. I still don't know their colors, though. Do you know Valor's colors? Like, see how rare this is? See how obscure this is? You're going to talk about pro athletes, talk about their high school, where they went, and know the colors of it. That's the reason you're going to buy the shoe? That's my point here. It's just obscurely silly. Like, why? It doesn't... You need things that are going to make people rush in and buy the shoe off the shelf like they were. You need something that's going to make people go in and get it. That doesn't make people... That does nothing for anyone. They're high school colors. Who's it gonna make do anything? Come on. Anyways, I go to Finish Line over the weekend. Dude, Cherry Creek Mall, no one concerned with coronavirus anywhere.
Oh, malls are bad.
The Nordstrom was so packed, bro. Like, so packed. So many people in Nordstrom. And I was just looking around like, damn, these fools are, for one, not struggling at all. Like, the pandemic has not touched these fools any bit. And I was just like, wow, this is so crazy. Like, the amount of employees they have working here and the amount of people in this store shopping for the holidays, it's like business as usual other than the mask. Like, it's crazy, bro. There was people lined up at the perfume counters. They had perfume samples out. People are smelling the perfume. I'm watching people. I'm just looking around. Jeez, this is crazy.
Watching them touch everything.
Yeah, I'm just like, because my lady had to go into Urban Outfitters to grab some stuff. So I'm just chilling there after I picked up my shoes. She's like, all right, I'll just meet you over there, grab your shoes, and I'll go here. Dog, I'm sitting around like, what is happening right now? Dang. The mall was just nuts. The mall was just insane, bro. Packed out. packed out malls. How was your weekend? What'd you do? You're not working at a golf course right now. We got crazy snow. If you guys didn't see my story, we got insane weather over the weekend. Not even like crazy snow, but crazy cold. Very frigid temperatures. Temperatures were getting down into the single digits overnight. Oh, yeah. Really, really, really cold. So what's up with you're obviously not doing the course.
Yeah, right now the course is closed. So we'll see. God, I don't even know when this snow, because like you said, it's been so effing cold. I don't know when this snow is going to melt. I got to be honest with you. I don't think I'll be working all week. So this Tuesday I'm free. So I'm going to be working on some merch stuff for us. We've got some projects. We're looking at some new software for our lives. So I'll be busy as shit. There's no doubt about that. But since that's closed, that's freed up some time. But I'm also maximizing my time at the PGA store. Dude, I was stringing rackets. We were really busy as well in there. But the capacity is not a real problem because the PGA Tour Superstore is such a large store. If you've got 200 people in there, which we didn't at one time, you wouldn't know. It's just such a big box store, dude. So I feel pretty comfortable in there, like I said, staying away from customers as much as I can, talking to them, helping them out, assisting them, keeping that 6 feet. But god damn am I busy, man. And the PGA Tour Superstore, it's not even their busy time, right? The new golf equipment doesn't come out till the end of January, early February. Tennis has obviously calmed down quite a bit. There's still people with memberships playing indoors, stuff like that. So we're still kind of busy stringing rackets. But in terms of
your
golf,
favorite.
Yeah, dude. But in terms of stringing rackets, there's not much happening. We did have our holiday party, and this was different, right? So typically they go places like they go to Topgolf and whatnot. But instead, on Saturday, we had catered Maggianos. If you fools don't know anything about Maggianos, man, it's one of the better Italian restaurants here. And, man, they just do it so big. They have something called family style, so you can get all this big portions, and you can take a shitload of it home. Well, it was cool, man, because I was a little concerned. I thought they were just going to, like, have you ever had Chipotle or Qdoba catered, like, to a luncheon or something?
I think a Qdoba bar once or something,
right.
Yeah.
So they have all the plates, right, under the burners, the butane burners. Dude, not this case. Dude, Maggiano's did a hell of a job. So they catered everything for us, but instead of having this, like, big buffet style, everything that you ordered, that you pre-ordered with your supervisor, was all pre-packaged just for you. Nobody was touching shit. Nobody was using the same shit. Everybody had their own pre-packed meals, dude. So they did a great job, man. So having a holiday party, again, nobody's touching the same shit. Nobody's really eating near each other. As a matter of fact, I didn't even eat in the store. I was so lame to try to protect myself. I went in the car, turned on a podcast, and I was eating my little spaghetti bolognese by myself, dude.
Nice.
And my salad. I was just in the whip doing big things, man. So
good shit.
But they gave us a couple cool things. They gave us some dozen golf balls of our choice. We got to pick out what we wanted. They gave us like some free Travis Matthew clothing, hats, accessories, stuff like that. So I mean, they did as good as they could, you know, via the pandemic, but we didn't get to do anything, you know, as a store, you know, getting together, which is fine, man. I'm the new guy anyways, you know, ain't nobody like the new guy. It is what it is. But, yeah, I worked my ass off this weekend.
What do you mean? You're not liked over there?
No, I'm liked. It's just everybody kind of gives me the side eye. I've got a couple buddies over there now, Steven and Ryan.
Buddies?
Shout out to you fools. Steven and Ryan, man.
I love that.
They're really cool, man. They're into sneakers and shit. And, man, talk about sticks. Dude, they hit the shit out of them golf balls, man. So I'm like trying to learn some shit from them. And they're actually custom fitters for the store. So, you know, customers come in and they book certain times to get fitted for certain clubs. Like, these guys are pretty sick. So, yeah, outside of that, man, I don't know, man. I get a couple people that look at me with the side eye like, oh, it's the F&G. The effing new guy, you know what I mean? So I'm the F&G over there, man, at the PGA Tour Superstore. But I built some rapport, man. As a salesman yourself, you know how it is, man. We talk the talk, we walk the walk, we get people bought into our corner. Except my supervisor, she still ain't feeling me. It's kind of weird, just one of those things.
You guys are just too different. Is what it sounds like.
I think so, man. I'm loud, I'm crazy. Right. You know, I'm not even obnoxious. Dude, 20 years ago, I bet you were the same way. We were obnoxious, man. We're trying to get heard. We're trying to get some shit going. We had all this wind in our sails. I think I could be called obnoxious at one time in my sales career because I was creating the Dog and Pony Show.
Yeah.
Like, I was creating this entertainment value, you know? We're like the WWE of salesmanship, I feel like, you know? That's what we do. We bring this party. People aren't interested. We engage. We make this interesting to listen to. And I'm not as bad. But I think that might be just a little overwhelming to certain people. And that's been an adjustment for me. It's like, what do you want me to be? And then they'll tell you, oh, just be you, just be you. But they ain't trying to talk to me. They ain't trying to help me. They ain't trying to develop me. It's just a weird time, dog.
I've never, when you were saying that the last show, like how your boss, how you got kind of lit up for being too passionate or whatever, and you're like, I've never had that happen. I've never been told I'm too over the top or anything. Right. And I'm like, I'm thinking, God, dude, I started getting told that in 3rd grade, like 2nd grade. Like, like really? I did. Oh, yeah. Bro, I don't even know. In elementary, I don't think I ever got to sit with the class during class. My desk was always moved over to the corner by myself, by the file cabinet, next to the teacher.
Too disruptive?
Yep. And my thing was, like, if I was doing it, everyone was around me was just getting too distracted, too wild, too riled up. I just get everyone bought into whatever the fuck I was doing, and then it was the teacher couldn't control anyone. Right. So she's like, all right, I just need to isolate this case of corona, put him over here, and then keep everyone else safe. And that's what had to happen for me. I was coronavirus before it was cool. So, it is what it is. But yeah, dude, I was always told you're in parent teacher conferences. It was a theme every single time. He's great when I can get him engaged in the class and what's going on in class. He's amazing because he's engaged and then everyone else is engaged. But when he's not engaged, then nobody else is engaged, and I got to take a time away to stop him because no one else paying attention. They're watching him, and and it just became. It was this, dude. It was over and over, like the same problem.
That's crazy. See, and it was
as a young kid,
and it was completely different for me. I was the shy kid, so that was something that I grew into and evolved into. So I was kind of the shy kid, just kind of. Just the man in the middle, just kind of helping everybody. And I mean, at that time, it was crazy because I came from a pretty racist community. And I say that lightly. There wasn't there wasn't any African Americans. There was a high Spanish population, but it was, really dominant Anglo-Saxon. That's just what it was. And I mean, even the kids, like, there were times where I had to kind of decide who were my friends this day versus this day. We had a lot of whites against Hispanic fights, and I had to choose, well, am I fighting with the Hispanics or am I fighting against the whites this time? And it was really weird, man. It was a very...
Oh, yeah, I think you said that before. Yeah, you're kind of in the middle with your mom being Hispanic.
Yeah, having all the different mixes,
being white.
So it was interesting. So I was kind of the balanced guy. I was kind of the shy guy. And then as I evolved into middle school and then high school... Man, I was the force to be reckoned with. I was, varsity in all sports. I was the music guy, the arts guy. I introduced everybody to the new music that was popping. Shit, man, parties wouldn't get started. We had a place that we partied at. It was called The Bridge. And it was a bridge with water, obviously. And it was out of town. So this is where you went to kind of get outside of town so you couldn't get busted for shit because we were all minors at that time, We didn't want to get those minors in possession of beer or alcohol or whatever. So we'd party out there, and parties didn't get started until I was there. You know what I mean? Like, my group of friends and myself, shit, we were in charge of bringing the crates to burn. We were in charge of bringing the booze. We had all the networks and we had the hookups. Shit didn't get cracking till me and the homies were there. You know what I mean? So that was something I evolved into. It was never that way when I was young. And then obviously getting into sales, that just expedited the process and molded me into that guy into sales and just kind of building rapport with people. And I think that's what I owe a lot of success to.
I need to catch up on some chat here.
Let's do it.
A lot going on. John King, wait, is he Hispanic or not? Let's hit that first.
Yeah.
I think I said mom Hispanic.
Yeah, so I am Hispanic. I haven't done my DNA. I haven't sent that in. Remember, I have the 23andMe kit. Haven't sent it in quite yet. My sister has. Yes, there is Hispanic. We're about a quarter Hispanic. So we used to think we were half. Now it's about a quarter. So... We've got Native American, we've got Anglo-Saxon. Yeah, man. So we've got a bunch, but we are a quarter, and I'm sure my results are going to say the same because that's what my sister said. So, yeah.
The next order of business in here. Josh, did you take a plate home, Dow, from the catering? Did you take a plate home?
Oh, gotcha. Yes, I took some of the desserts home, and I took some extra rolls.
You did? I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
I think people in the chat would be surprised to hear that with the Rona.
Well, like I said, it was individually wrapped.
Oh, well, that's right.
Everything was individually wrapped, so I was able to take a few things home.
So you could just grab to go. Yeah. They didn't care?
No. They had extras and stuff. Everybody had their own bags. Like, literally, my bag was marked Dallas, and then what I ordered, my whole meal. And then everybody had their own salad bag. So, if you wanted to take an extra salad bag, you could do that. They had some extra shit. But you couldn't take extra entrees. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Conley, a little controversial here. Olive Garden greater than Maggiano's. Interesting.
I I'm gonna disagree with that.
I'm not gonna. Let me think for a second. You know, Conley, after thinking for a second, I can't even say you're fully wrong because my experience at certain Maggianos hasn't been good. And I'd say if you went to that Maggiano's and you were like, and that was your experience, you could say Olive Garden was better. If you had never been to the downtown Denver Maggiano's and you only went to the one in Denver Tech Center, in DTC, as us locals call it, you could totally be like, Maggiano's is shit. The DTC Maggiano's, I've been there twice, does not even come close to the downtown Maggiano's.
Agreed.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the deal is. Just how it goes. Not even close. Not the same. Cheesecake Factory, downtown, it's great. Park Meadows, it's great. Both great. Maggiano's is not the same way. I don't know why, but that's where I'll go with you, Conley. I'm not going to say you're full of shit because if that was your experience you got a bunk-ass Maggiano's, I get it. Some are better than others.
They're definitely similar but different. You know, the Olive Garden does the never-ending pasta and the bread.
Right.
I mean, there's some good things with that, but that family style.
Oh, I don't hate on Garden. A lot of people,
yeah.
a lot of Italians especially, they hate on Olive Garden. I think Olive Garden's pretty fire. Me and my lady will get some to go here and there. And,
I used to eat the taste of Italy. So you got spaghetti, you got chicken parm,
Yeah.
and you got the lasagna. It
Nice.
was like a three plate entree. Woo! A taste of Italy. That's some fire.
Did you
shit.
guys have one of those out there growing up?
No, I haven't here.
Yeah, you couldn't go to Olive Garden until you were like in your 20s. Huh?
There wasn't even 2 hours away. I think the closest was 3.5 hours, which was Wichita.
Wow.
Yeah, dog.
Wichita.
Wichita, I did not go.
All right, Jacked and Juicy sequence. Why is Dow wearing a mask? Jay Nasty. Why does anyone wear a mask these days? Fail Beast. Dow doesn't want to catch the China AIDS, Jacked and Juicy.
I'm glad the chat answers it for us. I
It's
think
funny. He's Australian. I just did some kind of a southern accent for him. I don't know why. I don't know what that was about. I'm sorry.
maybe it was the Outback influence.
So go ahead and answer that really quick.
Yeah, I wear a mask.
Some people know. Maybe people don't.
Yeah, I mean, I wear a mask obviously to protect myself. It does seem weird, right? Because there's not a lot of ventilation in here. We have windows, which are picture windows. Beautiful. That's why our light is so incredible in here. That being said, we can't open these shits. They don't want us to commit suicide. They're not trying to have window jumpers. So the ventilation doesn't make a lot of sense, or the lack of, I should say. But again, I am wearing a mask to protect myself, protect Robin. It makes people feel better. And if people feel better and I can help that out, then I'm here for it. That's what it is. You know what I mean? We have the plexiglass. Again, I don't know how much that does.
Right.
But again, I'm just trying to take precautions as best I can. That's my answer. But I definitely like Fail Beast's answer better. I don't want the Chinese AIDS.
There you go.
That's what it is.
There you go. Yeah, pretty simple stuff. Also, Jacked and Juicy, I don't know if you noticed, but we have this plexiglass divider here. I don't know if you missed the show where
Classic.
we brought that in here. That's what happens. If you miss some show, dude, you miss shit. You got to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
We can't always be here to catch you up, fellas.
Got to run it back.
So just don't miss any show. I'm just kidding. All right, we were talking about the weather. Did you see my story this morning?
I did, actually.
Dude, so I roll into the studio right after I get here, doing our normal shit, set my stuff down, and I start opening our blinds so we can let in the natural light.
Right.
And because it's really nice. We have all these big windows. It's nice to open the blinds. You can see the whole parking lot. You can oversee everything out. And we have a good look at like over the light rail and the highway. And you can see the weather. And on a day like today where it's super cold, little snow flurries and little, whatever, it's good to look out the window. So I'm opening the shit, looking out the window. And I see this lady walking across the parking lot here to her car. And as she starts getting close to her car, I see her start getting wobbly. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
She's going to go down.
She's drunk.
And she goes forward like this to kind of like lean forward to get to her car. And the weight, but she it was so awkward. She slipped and fell backwards as like she kind of got over her skis and then tried to overcorrect and slipped on the ice, fell backwards, bro. And she landed both hands back like this to try to brace herself. And she's probably late 50s, early 60s, this lady, older lady. And she fell, just busted her ass on the ground over here. And she was just laying there, bro, laying down on her back, looking up, not moving, looking like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone 2 when he's running away and the robbers, he does the pearls.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they slip on the pearls and then they slip on him and then he goes to run away and he slips on the ice.
Uh-huh.
And then they come up to him and he's like
right.
looking up and his head spinning. Dude, that's how she looked. She looked like Kevin and she was seeing birds and her shit like was just spinning. And I don't know if she hit her head because she went back like with her hands to brace herself. Okay. So I don't think she hit her head, but she wasn't moving. And so I rush down there. I run down.
Oh, shit.
I go to pick her up, and she's like, oh, my arm, I can't move it. So I kind of get her up, and we get her off the ice over, leaning on by her car. And she's holding her arm like this, and she can't move the shoulder at all. And I'm like, oh, man, I had a broken collarbone. That's exactly what happened with my shit. You can't.
Yep.
You have no movement. Once you break your collarbone, it just disconnects that part from your shoulder. So your shoulder, you can't do any of this anymore. So whether she has a shoulder injury or a collarbone injury, I'm not positive, but to me it looked like a broken collarbone. She said she was going straight to the ER. She got medical coverage and stuff at least. So
What a shitty day.
that's what I said. I was like, man, how terrible. And I just told people on my story today, just everyone be careful. It's too close to the damn holidays for people to be getting hurt. Don't be doing dumb shit. Not that she was doing dumb shit, but maybe she was doing dumb shit because she could have parked over here farther from the building and not had to deal with the ice. Instead, she tried to park closer, and then this shit's a solid sheet of snow and ice right here because it doesn't get sun.
I see that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
So everyone just be smart. We don't need anyone getting hurt around the holidays.
2020 is not over yet.
Dude, it feels like I was telling you this morning. This feels like that meme, like one of those memes where like somebody is about to get taken out by like a car sliding sideways or something crazy is going to happen and they barely get through it. And then they're like start walking this way and they just get sideswiped and smoked in the face. 2020 feels like that. Like you think you're almost through, you're tiptoeing through. Shit, I made it kind of through unscathed, and then bang, you just get cracked in the head with something, That's what 2020 feels like. Everybody has been hit in some way. That lady, who knows? I mean, I don't know if she's been hit multiple times or if that was the first thing that happened to her this year, but maybe she thought she was unscathed and not very good. Jeez. Down and out she goes. She's going to the hospital. Look at this DM I get this morning. Danny B, longtime listener of the show.
Yeah.
Yo, speaking of ruining your holiday, he responds to the story. My wife and I both tested positive for COVID, so I probably won't be in the chat today because I'm laid up at home with the family. The timing is crazy. Being that I'm a delivery driver, I'm basically missing the Super Bowl of the year. So far, we're okay, just real achy and tired. Happy holidays, fam. I might be able to catch some of the show. Danny B. Appreciate you, Danny B.
Wow, yeah. Prayers out
That
to you.
sucks, bro. That sucks. Feel better soon. Get over the Rona. You can let us know how it's going, how your symptoms are. I heard Lamar Jackson saying after last game he still can't smell and taste. He wouldn't wish this upon his worst enemy. He said it's weird. He says he feels okay, but he still can't smell and taste after a week. It's just weird. So, yeah, interesting. So, yeah, let us know how it goes, man. Let us know how it goes. Fail Beast. Plexiglass equals table tennis net. Perfect. Love it. My man Conley in the super chat coming through. $5 in the super chat. Wished there was a pick of franchise when Dow brought the plexiglass to the studio. Was I that? I was just, did I dog you out? Oh, no, I think I just was like, oh, the listeners
Oh, the listeners are going to do it.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. I was just like, oh, dude, what is going on
I
here?
think you were ready for the content.
Yeah, I saw these. I'm like, what are you doing? You building a little airplane model? You building like we putting together, you go to Hobby Lobby? What's going on?
Yeah.
And then, nope, sure enough, it was this great piece of plexiglass.
Yeah.
Where did you get this again? I don't even remember.
I got it at Lowe's, man. They had a cool setup
Actually,
there.
I don't think I knew.
And I didn't actually measure
Lowe's.
this or whatever. This was just my best guess. I'm like, I want to get it big, but what if it doesn't fit on the table? What if it's a detraction? I'm like, so I made a pretty good guess. I think the height of it is pretty good, and the width obviously is good. You can change that, but I think I did a pretty good job. Is it necessary? I don't know.
Jay Nasty, $5 in the super chat. Chai's saving a damsel in distress. Dude, she was an older lady. Oh, I felt bad for her, bro. It just looked like she didn't need that right now. Just didn't need that, She probably had a bunch of grandkids. She probably had a bunch of stuff to do. She probably had responsibilities, holidays coming up. Maybe she's baking cookies for the family, send them out. I know we just started doing that. Spoiler alert, if your family got Mia's going to be sending some cookies out to the fam. Damn. So, yeah, man.
Maybe this was a good thing, because now she doesn't have to go out and holiday shop. She can do it all from the internet.
Hopefully she has kids, someone that can help take care of her.
Yeah, no shit.
Jeez. Shit's awful, bro. Shit is awful. What was I doing? Damn it, I was doing something. I forgot where I was going to go next.
Jacked and Juicy says, they maybe think it's cool with the custom masks, but in reality, they hurt their health.
Oh, I think that was before we answered. He asked why you wear the mask, and I think he was responding to Jay Nasty maybe. And I think he thought that was maybe a custom mask and why you're wearing them. No, dude. Actually, I don't have it in here anymore.
It's
I was
just
like,
the
you want to
best.
see a custom mask? Well, I got a sick-ass Ric Flair joint. Woo!
That is sick.
But that's, yeah.
This is the best mask, in my opinion. I love the Adidas masks. I think they're great. But this is what I wear every day when I go to work. So I wear it here as well.
Yeah. So what can you do? All right, let's hit this really quick. Let's, dude, I saw on social media the homie Keith Cruz, and then Big Al replied with his. So these parlays, we'll do some bad beat parlays, and then we'll go to some things that stood out from the NFL weekend. My guy, check out these parlays. I'm going to put up on the screen for you. So if you're unfamiliar with sports betting, a parlay, you have to pick multiple teams in a ticket in order to cash the ticket. All games have to win. So right here, these are all in one ticket. If you bet them individually, you see the minus 335 at the top right there. Is that what that says?
Yep.
Minus 335. That means you'd have to put up $335 in order to win 100 on the Titans, or you'd have to put up $33.50 to win $10 if you did it that way. So that's kind of it's a little more than 3-1 that you'd have to put up, because that's how much of a favorite the Titans are. So what a lot of people will do, instead of betting long shot or big odds teams, big favorites, like the minus 400, the minus 335, minus 1,000, instead of putting up that money and trying to win 100 off of that amount, they'll parlay them. So they'll put them all into a multiple game ticket, and now you have to hit all of them. If all of them hit, they give you better odds. It's like this. It says instead of getting just the Tennessee game minus 335, you put all these together, and now you get it at what? Plus 1902? Is that what that says at the top there?
Yep.
8-pick parlay plus 1902. So he has to have 8 games in this thing.
And here's the second sheet.
So these are the 8 games my man Keith Crum had in here. And he hits everything except the minus 400. I mean, the one of the easiest ones on the sheet. He's got Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown scores. He's got player props in there. He's got total receptions over 3.5. And then he's got games all mixed together. But the one of the easiest ones you think would hit would be the Saints, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, the Saints. What was going on with the Saints yesterday?
I'm so confused.
Right.
Taysom Hill couldn't get anything done. He kept getting sacks on sacks on sacks.
He did.
It seemed like Saxonville over there.
He still put up 22 fantasy points too at the very end. He was looking shitty the whole game. He had like 11
garbage time.
Yeah, a little. Let's close it up at the end, real close. But I didn't select that game in heaters. I had a weird feeling, like just the Saints with the dome team going out to the cold. I was telling Keith that yesterday. I forget every single year. I feel like I forget. We think we know who teams are, and then teams change when it gets cold. The way they scheme, the way they run the ball, everything changes when it gets cold. And I feel like if you go back and look at, I bet you if you go back the past 5 years and you look at a dome team going into their first cold weather game, it's bad news for those teams. We should probably look that up, because I bet you we'd be cashing tickets, because that's probably a stat that's relevant. I don't know if you have time to research it now. It's going to take maybe a little bit. But if you look at dome teams going into cold weather, as soon as they start to get into cold weather season, I would imagine they struggle the first few games out until they get their bearings, until they kind of get things going. After week 10.
So here's what I see. I see dome teams are 4-23 in the playoffs when they switched outdoors.
There you go.
The playoffs.
Yeah,
just in the playoffs. Just to give you a small example.
See, we should have been on this, man. We should have been Eagles plus 8 all day.
True.
Eagles plus 8, 8.5. That, talk about a home dog. What was the theme of our show? Home dogs.
Right.
My goodness. Get to that in the heaters recap in a little while. But gee, man. My goodness. So yeah, go back to the other parlay though. Okay. So we got the Keith. What was that going to pay? Do you know?
Let's see. That was $20 to. Let's see here. I've got it. 1 second. Let me pull it up here for you. Let me get my parlay calculator out for Keith Crum.
There you go.
So he paid $20,
okay,
and the payout after I put all these in there. Let me zoom that in for you here. $378.29. So just under $400.
So to hit 8 games, he risked $20, and he would have won $378. If the Saints could have closed that out. Mm-hmm. He got all the other player props, all the craziness, just could not get the Saints.
Dang.
At minus 400.
And
he had him on the money line. He didn't have him to cover the spread. He didn't have anything. Just win the fucking game, fellas. Just win the game. I'm sure he was just losing it.
Yeah, it wasn't even a +3 or a -3, anything like that. Just win.
Dude, you know how many people the Saints screwed over in their parlays, putting them on the money line like this? And then so many people use the Saints as a teaser this week. If you're unfamiliar with a teaser, what you can do is if you take 2 or more games, you can tease them down. They'll let you add 6 points or 7 points to either side, and they'll give you a little less odds, but you get more points. So if you teased the Saints down yesterday, it brought them from -8 down to -2 or -1 if you did a 6 or 7 point teaser. That means you tease them all the way down. Now all they got to do is cover that. They couldn't even do that. I guarantee they killed so many teasers yesterday. Vegas had to have just raked on the Saints losing that game. Not only the line, but like I said, all those teasers, all those money lines.
Yeah. How about Keith Crumb's buddy that replied? How
Big
about
Al.
taking a big look at Big Al's?
Big Al, he tweeted underneath Keith's, and he said, I don't know what you're so mad about. He had an 11 team parlay. And the one, oh my God, zoom that in really quick. At the very top. Let's start at the bottom. Zoom that in a little more. He's got Calvin Ridley, anytime touchdown score. DK Metcalf, anytime touchdown score. Those hit. Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown score. Obviously that hit. Dalvin Cook, anytime. He scored. Tyreek Hill, anytime. He scored 2 yesterday. David Montgomery scored. Mike Davis, filling in for Christian McCaffrey, anytime score. He scored. So he hits all those. Amari Cooper, anytime score. Hits that as well. But then DeAndre Hopkins, Nuke Hopkins at plus 130 can't get in against the G-Men. And they not only did they beat the G-Men, they beat the shit out of the G-Men.
Right.
On the road, I had the Giants plus 2.5. I was pissed off. I was cussing at Roselli through text all day. What are we doing?
No DeAndre. He still had 12 points in fantasy, so he still had some good yardage and good catches. But
Couldn't
no scores.
get in.
Couldn't get in the red zone. Nope.
In the end zone.
Take a look at his other ones. Like, again, more player props, more team stuff. This is
Oh, yeah, because he had 11.
This
so he
is
had,
crazy.
Jesus. Kamara, Devontae Adams. Oh, those are the other two he had on this sheet. Under the Calvin Ridley.
So then you look at, man, it's just crazy. The Ridley
What
there.
did he make? So he put down $10. What would that? Oh my God, plus 69,710 at the bottom in the middle there.
Yeah.
This parlay plus 69,710. What does that win you off your $10?
I will show you. Zoom this in real quick here.
$600 or close to $700.
$697.10 is what that would have won you. With that
Damn.
11 team, and I just put all their minus odds in there, and if he would have hit that on $10, he would have cashed in $700 roughly.
That's crazy. I would have put, if it was me, if you're betting 10, you're on that, I would have just put 25. I would have put 20. I would have probably at least put 20, 25. Look at 20 would have win him almost $1,300. He would 25. He would have hit over $1,500. But he would have just lost 25 because DeAndre Hopkins couldn't get in the zone. Man, that's awful.
Crazy, right?
What a nightmare. What a nightmare, fellas. Sorry, Keith. Keith's in the chat.
And Big Al.
That sucks. Yeah, Brian Valencia, he said he took Philly D and DraftKings. That raked. Oh, gosh. I picked up New Orleans D. You picked up New Orleans D?
In 2 leagues.
Terrible, dog. You know who else I picked up? In a ton of leagues. The Carolina Panthers against the Broncos. I picked up the Panthers D because I thought they were just going to wreck the Broncos this week. Nope. No way. But I did FanDuel was giving the Broncos plus 5.5 on a boost on Sunday. So you could bet them. The max you could bet was $50. But they were giving plus 5.5. So the spread was only 4.5. They were giving you an extra point plus 5.5. And they were giving you even money.
Crazy.
So I put up 50 to win 50 on the Broncos plus 5.5. That was cash. It was easy. Didn't know it was going to be that easy when they went out there, but Chase Young, Rookie of the Year. Holy shit. Did you see what Chase Young did yesterday?
I did.
Washington. Just wrecking the game, bro. Probably one of the defensive individual performance of the year. I mean, I know Minkah Fitzpatrick's had some games. There's been some other defensive players that had some real games, but dog.
He had an outstanding game.
That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Wow, stock market is doing... Man, what is going on here? I gotta get my stock market going. Had the Saints D playing against the Rams D. Lost my fantasy football playoff matchup. Melee Moody.
Here's a question I have. Where's Marco talking about the Saints all of a sudden? Why is he out of the chat?
No, he's in. They said, "Oh man, don't remind me."
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Marco's in there.
I'm glad he's still in here.
Marco's in there. Marco goes Saints all the time,
no matter what.
Yep. What he bets on them every week. Thinks they're gonna win. Doesn't care if he doesn't. He's just a fan. That's Marco's line. He's always on the Saints. He's not leaving the Saints, bro. Conley, Saints are not historically good on the road in cold weather. It was 55 degrees, not that cold. Was it 55 at kickoff and it dropped? There was no way it was still 55. You could see breath at the end of the game, I thought. In Philly over there, nighttime under the lights, it was on the East Coast. The game kicked off at 4.
There's no way.
It was cold, bro. It looked cold. Maybe I'm tripping. You Philly fans, let me know. I thought it looked cold. I was watching Red Zone till the very end. Famous Jameis needs to go in. Taysom Hill's trash. Conley, what do you think of that? You think they keep rolling with Taysom? I think, dude, he's been good till that game, and it's not. I think
figured
him out.
I think they'll roll with Taysom until Breeze is completely healthy, but don't get it twisted. I think they'll put in Breeze as soon as they feel like he is, 80% or better.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be 100% for the rest of the year. There's no way. But if they feel like he's 80%, because that was ribs and breathing, and that's a big injury. But I think they have enough confidence. And again, Sean Payton is such a scientific guy when it comes to really planning and strategizing and putting the best scheme for whoever he's got. Look what he did with Taysom that first week.
Right.
All of a sudden you start seeing, wow, this Taysom could be a starter somewhere, and you're just affirmed that is the case. We know the Saints are going to obviously make a move towards Taysom, and he is kind of the next guy. I think they're setting him up for that. But within a week's time, Sean Payton's already bringing out the best of not the team, but of that player who's leading his offensive battalion.
It looked like that's exactly what happened to the Saints yesterday when you talked about, look what Sean Payton did with Taysom Hill's first game and everything. Right. No one knew what to expect. It's like the Saints got caught with the same thing with Jalen Hurts yesterday. They had no idea what to expect. They didn't know what was going to go on. All you had really, there was no game plan or anything you could prepare for because he hadn't started a game in the NFL. He'd just come in for one snap at a time with Wentz until he came in at the end of the game last week, but that wasn't the game plan. Right. So, of course, this week, that's what it looked like to me. The Saints D got caught off guard. And I stayed away from the game because, for one, I thought the spread was too high on the road, but I also couldn't trust the Eagles to starting a rookie QB against that defense. That was my mindset, so I just stayed away altogether. Now, obviously, hindsight's 20/20. I look like a fool because it was easy money on the Eagles. They won the game. You didn't even need the points. That should have been Roselli's hammerlock.
Yeah.
We're talking about home dogs that win the game. Look at that there, dude. Chargers, too, are one of those. Remember when the Chargers, I was going back and forth with the Chargers and the Jags?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, which home dog should I choose? And I ended up choosing the Jags, and the Jags got fucking blown. Mm-hmm. Chargers get a late field goal at the end to win against Buffalo. Damn it, who the hell did the Chargers beat yesterday? Why am I struggling? Late field goal, beat them in the end, 20-17. Falcons.
Yep.
Falcons. Yeah, that was crazy. What other? Dude, last night really quick. The Steelers-Buffalo game. I took the Bills minus. I was waiting for the line to drop. It was 2.5 when we selected it, or when we were in here on Thursday, Friday. And, dude, by game time, I knew it was going to go down. Everyone was going to be hammering the Steelers. Steelers were going to be a huge public dog. And by game time, it was down to Buffalo minus 1.5 from 2.5. Easy cover last night, 26-15 against the Steelers. You watch the Sunday night game at all?
Yeah, I did. I watched most of it. I was so tired. I fell asleep during part of it, and Robin had to wake me up.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you doing, babe? You haven't watched football all day, and you come home, and you fall asleep on you. What do you want me to do? You know?
Yeah. I love how about the red unis from Buffalo last night, huh?
Those were fire.
I love those, dude. I think those are so sick.
How about Stephon Diggs?
I think those are so
carrying the team. Him and Josh Allen carrying the team on his back.
Yeah.
Looking good.
I'm kind of disappointed in Roselli because when he came in here, he was wearing the Bills hat that day he did the show with you.
He was.
Or with me filling in for you.
With the New York Yankees jersey.
And we took the Bills that week in heaters, and we haven't touched the Bills since the past 2 weeks, and the Bills have covered the past 2 weeks as well. So I think he started that fire, and then he didn't continue to ride the fire.
What happened?
Kind of disappointed. I don't know. He went with the Giants instead. What are you doing?
The G-Men.
G-Men were terrible yesterday, huh?
They were. Well, Daniel Jones is back. I think that changed things.
Yeah.
I think we all wanted to see Colt McCoy.
Right. We'll get to the Heaters recap in a little bit. Let's jump into some UFC talk. But before we do, really quickly, did you see, John King brought it up in the chat, did you see the kid that fired the shoe down the field in the Florida game? The Florida defensive back, I think. It's third down. They get a stop against LSU. Florida and LSU. Big time game. Florida needs to win. And people are talking about Florida upsetting Bama, okay, next week. People are talking about Florida upsetting Bama. And they're clearly looking ahead because at halftime, they're only up 3 against LSU. LSU's clearly dangerous. So they're struggling with them all throughout the second half. It looks like Florida's going to pull away. They never do. And then they finally get a stop. At the end of the game on third down, they're going to be able to get the ball back, run out some clock, ice the game maybe. If they had to punt it back to them, it'd be really minimal time left. It looks like that'd be the best scenario to win the game. They get a stop on third down, and the LSU player's shoe comes off. The Florida defensive back picks up the shoe and just fires it downfield. Launches it. Unsportsmanlike conduct, 15 yards, automatic first down, keeps the LSU drive going, and then they score on that drive and win the game.
By a field goal, wasn't it?
Costing Florida any shot. Any shot. Yeah, John King, on third down, worst penalty in all of sports. Game was about to be over. There you go.
Did they interview him, or did they say what?
I didn't see anything.
Okay, gotcha.
I didn't see. If you're that stupid, do you really want to put that guy in front of a microphone?
I'm just confused.
Come on. We don't need that guy. We don't need to hear from that guy.
That was just a non-disciplined, just idiotic play.
It was bad, bro. Huh. It was so bad. It just didn't make any sense to me at all.
Crazy.
Fights this weekend. You said you were going to buy the card.
Woo!
Did you buy the card? And were you locked in?
I'm going to share a little something here with you fools. I'm going to put you idiots that we love so much
idiots?
on game.
Why?
How about that?
Why?
Because I just want to be cool with you guys here.
On
so check
game.
this out.
Okay.
Let me pull it up here real quick. So your answer is, did I buy the fight? I thought about it. It was worth it. I should have. But I did a little research, and I found one of the best streaming platforms. And why I can say that now is I've used them 2 or 3 times. I used them for the Tyson fight.
Okay.
Had no issues. Used them for another UFC fight. Not a damn issue. No buffering, no links that I have to go find. They have a link. You click on it, and shit works. Okay? You do have to be following this company to actually get the links, and they have to accept you, which they do usually, next 24 hours or whatever. But I'm going to put you guys on game.
Wait, you didn't slide this to me first?
I should have, but I wanted to watch this and make sure it worked for a third time. No issues.
But now we're going to put everyone up on game. All at once. I like it, Dal. You don't give me any favoritism. I like it. What is it?
All right. So it is follow Flash Streams. It's got a blue logo, and their @ is FSHD_new. This streaming platform is one of the best that I've seen. I have now watched 3 events on this streaming platform. Again, they just send out links if you're following them. And I have had not one issue with buffering, not one issue with pausing, not one issue of it just disappearing, of it not working. This has been a very successful ride. And instead of buying, I wanted to try this for yet a third event because, again, I did see one of the most publicized, one of the most hyped up events, and not one issue with the whole Tyson-Roy Jones Jr. fight. Didn't have any issues. I watched the previous UFC fight, the previous pay-per-view, had no issues again. So last night or on Saturday night, I get yet again another successful endeavor with Flash Stream. So I didn't buy it. I feel a little bad because this card was obviously buying, and this.
Why are you feeling bad if it worked perfectly?
Well, because obviously I love Tony. I want to support the UFC as much as I can, but at the same time, I got to watch my pocketbooks. We don't have really great jobs. We're not doing a lot right now.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But check those guys out. Flash Streams again at FSHD_new. Give these guys a follow. Check them out. That being said, this card, whether you bought it or not, did not disappoint. Am I correct on that?
Oh, dude, it was awesome. Woo! Awesome. It was the way to end a pay-per-view, the pay-per-views for the year. There's still one more fight card this Saturday night, which we'll analyze on Thursday, but this was the last pay-per-view. And now that Khamzat Chimaev's off that card next weekend, I'm not even that pumped. I was really pumped, but now that the Leon Edwards fight's gone, I'm not that geeked anymore. I think it's Thompson versus Neal or some shit. But this one, dude, I enjoyed this from start to finish. I enjoyed the prelims. I missed out a little bit early. I missed the Chase Hooper chokeout, which Knuckles, if you listen to the show on Thursday, Knuckles gave out smash winners. If you listen to the show, if you went to sportsbetteradvice.com, sports, BETTOR, Bettor, sportsbetteradvice.com, and got those picks. He just gave them out free. Dude, cashed. He had Chase Hooper buy sub, got that, hit that at plus odds. We had Rafael Fiziev, how do you say his last name? Fiziev. Rafael Fiziev on the knockout. He not just had him to win, had him to knock out. That's 2 for 2 on player props. He told you Chase Hooper was going to win by sub. He wins by sub. Fiziev by knockout. He goes in there and knocks the guy out. Now, what do you think about Moicano? Did you see there was a kind of a controversial stoppage with Moicano there. Do you remember? Fiziev knocked him out, and then he started to kind of get up, and right away he was like what the hell?
So it's disoriented and didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I hate when that happens because it feels like people that are going for that fighter are always like, hey, this is a quick stoppage, too quick. But people that are watching the fight and not going for that guy have no vested interest, just literally just watching, can see that guy was knocked out, can see that he was grabbing for air, can see that he just didn't know where he was. It drives me nuts when people try to be like, oh, he wasn't knocked out. Sometimes does that happen? Yeah, occasionally. But it's not as much as people complain about. And I saw people complaining with this one. I saw Moicano complaining with this one. I didn't think it was an early stoppage at all.
I trust the referee on that one.
Well, Dana White agreed, and here's what he had to say.
So when we're shooting a fight, okay, and this has happened to us before, it drives me friggin' nuts. So he's on top of him, hits him with that beautiful three-punch combination, gets on top of him, and the ref stops the fight, right? As soon as the ref stops the fight, he starts arguing with him, right? So sometimes what our guys will do, they pan away and they go to the guy who won. He's celebrating and whatever, and you don't see him try to stand up and fall back down. McConnell was done. He could not get up. He couldn't walk. And he was stumbling all over the place trying to stand up. And the production stayed on it. So the fans see that, so nobody's at home going, that was a bullshit stoppage. That was stopped too soon. There's no way that fight was stopped too soon. That was a beautiful stoppage by the ref and an unbelievable combination that he threw to win the fight.
There you go.
I agree.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting that he alluded that they actually kept filming what was going on versus the celebratory phase of the fighter who threw the combination. It's interesting that he actually made a point to say that.
Yeah.
That's interesting
Yeah.
to me. Yeah.
Cub Swanson, Daniel Pineda fight. Does that surprise you? Not only does Cub win the fight as a 145 underdog, he puts him out. He KOs him.
Punches, yeah. That's
second round. Cub.
Wow.
That was sick,
I loved
dude.
it, man. It was sick. It was a great fight to watch.
I really enjoyed that one. Billy Corantillo, I tweeted this out. Not one analyst I read, including Knuckles, not one analyst I read, and I probably read 15 or 20 opinions on the fights. When I go into betting, I try to do a lot of research. I do my own rankings numbers on team rankings. I crunch the numbers. I try to do a little bit of analytics, and I also like to read other people's opinion. That's how I come up with what I come up with. This one here, I saw nobody on Gavin Tucker. Everyone was on Billy Corantillo. He was a -250 favorite by the time the fight started. He started at -180 and went all the way up to 250. I was watching the line go up and up and up, and I remember I was thinking, gosh, I should take a shot on Tucker here. Guess what I didn't do? Take a shot on Tucker there. Didn't do it. Should have done it because he was a +160 underdog and to start, and he kept going up and up and up. He was over +200. He was like +220 by the time the fight started. And again, he beat him pretty handily. Mm-hmm. He dominated him the entire fight. It went to decision, but dominated him the entire fight. Moving on to the main card. Junior Dos Santos, another one, Knuckles called. Hey, bet against him to get knocked out. Bet Gain to knock him out. Yeah. And absolutely that's what happened. Gain puts him out in the second round, KO. Dos Santos goes out. Another one our guy Knuckles nailed on Thursday. It was unbelievable, dude. I was just watching the card, looking at his picks, just boom, boom, boom. Just watching my account go up, just smoking it, loving it. Did you get in?
I didn't really get in on gambling. No, I just wanted to watch it and
Didn't pay for the
it.
fight, but didn't make any money either. That's fine. I did pay for the fight, and that's the only reason, because I made a little money.
Nice.
So that's why I paid for the fight. Well,
Gotcha.
I didn't know I was.
So you gambled to make your money back. Yeah, totally.
That's the issue I had with the Tyson fight when they said there wasn't gonna be no gambling line. I'm like, you want me to pay $50 for it, and there's no way I can even make my money back?
And for those reasons, I'm out.
Exactly.
For that reason, I'm out.
Let me bring up. Let's just talk about the Mackenzie Dern before I get to the Kevin Holland. Mackenzie Dern, Verna Jandiroba. This one looked. It was back and forth, dude. It looked for a second when Dern broke her nose. I thought maybe that was going to be the end going into the third round.
I thought so too.
Because she mentioned it to her corner. It sounded like she was a little scared. Yeah. And I was like, man, if Jandiroba can just continue to pound on that nose and continue to hit her with that jab, and she was working the jab furious, Dern's going to be screwed. Dern ends up coming out and fighting a war in the third and takes the decision. That surprised me there.
And her corner was like, "Don't worry about your nose.
Don't worry." I know, that was fire. She goes, "Yeah, I think I broke my nose." Goes, "No, your nose is good. Don't worry about the nose. Everything's fine. Here's what you need to do.
Yeah.
You got to go in with the kicks." He starts going right to strategy.
And dude, have you ever broken your nose?
Never.
Just real quick, I have twice.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, and I'll tell you, one time I was hit in football. The other time it was hit by a basketball, dude. I wasn't paying attention. I was getting suited up, man, getting my fucking shorts on, getting my basketball shoes on, lacing them up.
Yeah.
Dude, this ball comes straight at me, pegs me right in the nose. Dude, when you break your nose, let me be honest with you. You can't think about another damn thing. Your eyes are welting up.
I was just going to say, I've been hit in the nose and your eyes are watering. I can't imagine
watering
breaking.
eyes. Dude, that pain in there and everything is just so sourced right there. And it's just, you can't think of anything else. You can't see anything else. All you do is just feel this broken ass nose. Much respect to Mackenzie Dern, especially her coach in her corner was just like, "Oh, don't worry about your nose. You're all good. Don't worry. Here's what you need to focus on." And she just took it like a champ. These professional athletes blow my mind. And I picked Dern on this one. I really, really did. But I thought Jandaroba could be like a sleeper on this one. I wanted Dern to win. I love what Dern does. I love her heart.
Yeah.
And this just goes back to it. It reminds me of the movie Lionheart with Van Damme. Just winning against all odds, and, trying to save his family, his name, whatever. This is the same thing. When you get hit in the nose, I just want to be honest with you. You can't see straight. You can't think straight. That is some of the most intense pain that I've ever experienced.
That was one of my losses, dude. I bet against her going into the third on the live line. I took Jandaroba and lost because I was like, there's no way. I feel like Dern's going to get put out in the third. Mm-hmm. I didn't even think she'd make it to the end of the third. And she not only did she make it to the end of the third, she freaking wins with a broken nose. Crazy, dude. Crazy. My new favorite fighter in UFC.
Yep.
He's been on the fence for a little while. My man, Kevin Holland. Wow. You guys have been hearing me tout him since, I think, the beginning of the year when he started fighting. I think about his third fight in against Joaquin Buckley. I really started to take notice when he put Buckley out. And then after Buckley did what he did, I was kind of like, oh, that rose my stock in Holland a little bit more. And then after he got the last victory and said he wanted a real deal guy, I was like in on him. Now, Kevin Holland is my guy, dude. Kevin Holland puts out Jacare Souza in one of the sickest knockouts. Oh, man. There was a lot of ill knockouts this year, so it's like hard to say it's knockout of the year or anything, but just the positioning he did it from, to come from his back and come up swinging with the way he did. Kevin Holland reminds me of, I think I told you that, he reminds me of a guy from Street Fighter. How long he is. Mm-hmm. He's so long. His legs are so long. His shin bones are like baseball bats. I swear, you look at the guy's shins, and they're so long. And he kicks, and he's just like a Muay Thai. He just looks like a Muay Thai Street Fighter kind of guy. I don't even know if he's a Muay Thai martial artist, but that's what he looks like to me. Kevin Holland, can't say enough good things. Putting out Jacare in the first round, bro. Mm. Putting him out in the first round. Here's what, I have some Dana White sound, and I also have some Kevin Holland sound, and I think this is another reason. I was watching the press conference after the fight, and another reason is the Kevin Holland sound after was just gold. So I'll play that for you after I play Dana White here.
Go on. I mean, this has been a heck of a year for him.
Yeah, fought 5 times this year. Destroyed Jacare from his back and was handling his own on the ground with him. And, very, very impressive. I was blown away with him tonight. And I'm really happy for him. I like the kid a lot. He's a really good kid. He's got a great attitude. And you know what? He made a shitload of money this year. Mm-hmm. He made a lot of money. And couldn't happen to a better guy.
Just by being willing to fight, too.
Right.
Just by be willing to take whatever.
And check this out. So Kevin Holland joined a very exclusive club at UFC 256 as he earned his 5th win in just a year, a feat which is previously only accomplished by Cerrone, Roger Huerta, and Neil Magny.
Roger Huerta, yeah.
Yeah, Huerta. So perhaps the most impressive, however, was that Holland actually picked up 5 wins inside 7 months, dude.
Wicked.
This guy is wicked, man.
Can you do this outside of a Corona year? Is that possible? Because how many he's had to step in on so many cancellations. Right. I mean, you saw, dude, they had, what did they have going into this? 15 fights on the card, right? Mm-hmm. Including your early prelims all the way down. Early prelims ended up being 1 fight, the Chase Hooper fight. Right. Prelims, they had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 5 total. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights. So 5 of these fights got wiped off of this card. I told you about the fight night the weekend before was the lowest amount of fights they've had on a card in years, and it was 8 fights. I don't remember them ever having only 8 fights. Outside of Corona, how does this ever get duplicated again? How does a guy win 5 fights in 7 months?
I don't think it does.
Right.
I think that's
With
why
knockouts in there.
That's why he's in such a
big knockouts.
That's why he's in such an exclusive club,
right?
Because of that. It's one of those things, man. But way to take advantage and maximize your year.
Absolutely. He talked about having a dream when he was like 17 years old about being in the cage with Jacare, dude. Check this out in the post-fight press conference here.
You're on your back. You say, I dreamt about this, and then you knocked him out. Was that in your dream?
Nah. My dream was more like a nightmare. I turned the nightmare into a dream tonight.
What exactly did you do? How did you see the fight playing out?
I had that dream when I was like 17, right? And it was like he was beating the freaking crap out of me. So it's good to actually know some jiu-jitsu and know how to make some moves work. And it's great to make it work.
When you have a dream like that and you're 17, is it a bit of a trip to be in there and actually facing off against the guy? Yeah,
that's why I got up and did what I did. I was like, let me change the outlook of this, and it worked out. I was really, I'm happy the way it worked out, but I hate that it had to be Jacare that I did like that, Legend right there.
Wow. It's a unique knockout. We haven't seen many like that, like off someone's back. But when you clipped him with the initial right hook to the temple, did you know immediately I've hurt him?
I seen him roll. I seen the eyes roll, but I was so done into it that I just wouldn't stop until the ref pulled me off. And that's what I love about this sport. You get to go all in until they stop you.
Dude,
how could you not like this guy?
That fool is so ill.
He's so transparent, yet it's like, yeah, I had this dream and it sucked, and now I had to make it into reality and had to change the dream.
No cliche answers, like no bullshit. Like you could tell the dude has been legitimately waiting for this shot. Check this out. And not only, so obviously, I love the guy. You know how I feel about him. I think he's an excellent fighter with a bright future, but I love his personality, and I think he's charismatic, and I think he just has everything it takes to be a top-tier fighter in the UFC, from the ability to fight and put fools out to obviously the personality as well, because we've seen, it takes both to be a big, big star.
Sure, totally.
Look at this. Look what he said about being a company man, because we love him. Look, you don't think this is going to make Dana White love him?
Whoever it is.
I'm a company man. Whatever they want me to do, I'm here to do.
Wow.
It's like they want me to fight next week, I'll fight next week. They want me to fight in a couple months, I'll fight in a couple months. And it's whatever they want me to do, that's what I'm here to do. Ultimately, I love my job, and I'm not here to complain. I'm just here to, give grace and glory. I love it.
Dude.
That's exactly how I feel about my job. Yeah, I only make $17 an hour at the PGA Tour Superstore. I'm a company man. I just want to be the best while I can be there. Tell me how you can use me. Tell me what you want. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll do anything. I'm here for you.
Who doesn't want a guy like that? Well, I guess your supervisor apparently doesn't, but
yeah. Who doesn't feel lucky to have a guy like that in their corner?
Right.
You know
Dude, Dana White's got to love that. Like, obviously he loves the way he already took fights on short notice. And the thing about the last fight he took before this one was he took it on 2 weeks' notice. 2 weeks, dude.
Incredible.
And yeah, the guy's a maniac. So did you hear him in the post-fight talking about wanting to fight Khamzat?
I did.
Chimaev?
I did.
Check this out. They asked him about that in the press conference.
You did mention Khamzat Chimaev as someone you wanted to fight. You said you want to fight him next week.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Is that because you want to fight him, or you just want to fight next week and he's a guy who has this reputation as fighting all the time?
Both.
Fair enough.
And he doesn't have a reputation for fighting all the time. That's just what all the casuals think, that he fights all the time. He fought 3 times this year. 2 times against Bum, and then another time against Gerald Mearshart. Gerald Mearshart's not a bum, but he was coming off a knockout. He hasn't beat anybody in the UFC with a win, but at the same time, he's a good ticket for the UFC. So let me stop talking about somebody who can help us make money, right?
Oh, the company man! Wow. Oh, how good is that audio? How good is that?
Man.
How good is that?
Dana's got to clip that out for his own pleasure.
The company man, bro. He's shitting on this fool like, yeah, I'm about to wax him, about to beat his ass. But everyone wants to see him fight another tomato can and dominate. So let me stop talking my shit real quick.
Yeah.
He can make a lot of money in the UFC. Or UFC can make a lot of money off of him.
That's great.
Dog. Kevin Holland.
This guy's tight.
Kevin Holland's my guy. Kevin Holland's my new guy, bro. I just think he's dope. I think he's dope, all around dope. I saw him on Ariel Helwani a few months back. I just think the dude is sick. So Kevin Holland, very impressed. Loved what we saw from him. Moving on to the co-main, Tony Ferguson, Charles Oliveira. what in the heck? This was another fight where I sat there and looked at the Ferguson line starting at minus 150, creeped up. All of a sudden, it was at minus 200. It was at minus 210. It was at minus 220. I think the line closed around minus 220 or 230 on Ferguson. And I just saw Oliveira go from plus 130 to plus 140 to plus 160 to plus 180. Same thing. Did I pull the trigger on Oliveira? Nope. Didn't do it. And that's a lesson. A lot of times, for whatever reason in sports, I don't know why it works out this way. And this is a big part of why we all love sports, right? Anything can happen. The best reality show on TV, unscripted, not knowing what's going to happen. And a lot of times when I see the line go up on a team or on a fighter, this is just what I notice. The public going heavy on them like that, it normally goes the other way. Or they cover, maybe this team doesn't win, but they cover somehow. And it's like, how? Mm-hmm. And it's so hard to get yourself to click the button, to push, to make the bet on that team, to put down $50, $100, $20. It's hard. It's hard to click that button, dude. Yeah. It is so hard to do it. But that's the difference between the winners and the losers. Fading the public. Because what happens? The public normally loses. We got to be on the other side, guys. We got to be on the other side. So that was another situation where it was very easy money on Oliveira. Not even scared at all. It went to a decision, but he dominated Ferguson. He laid on him the entire fight. Ferguson couldn't move. He beat the crap out of him. He suffocated him. And you're talking about Khabib Nurmagomedov fighting Ferguson? They mentioned that on the broadcast. And I was just thinking, oh my God. Yeah, right. If Charles Oliveira's doing this to him, you don't think Khabib's going to be able to do the same exact thing?
Right.
Come on. Who wants to see that now? Yeah. Is Tony Ferguson's stock take a huge hit with this loss? Not only the loss, but the way he got dominated. Does it take a huge hit here?
Here's what I say.
Okay.
I've got a few things to say about this. This was the most exciting fight, in my opinion. I was looking, it should have been.
I was like, what? He laid on him the whole fight.
Yeah, it didn't happen that way, but this was the most exciting fight I was looking forward to. And obviously it did disappoint in a couple certain ways. To answer your first question, yes, I do believe a little bit of stock was lost on this. You have you have Charles, who ranks, I believe, 7th in that division, and you have Tony Ferguson at number 3, right? Yeah. And Khabib's still up there. Obviously, he's retired, whatever he's doing. And then, obviously, Poirier's still up there, Conor McGregor. Those are going to make up your top 5. So, yes, some of the stock, and then, obviously, that alignment of those rankings is going to change now. That being said, Is Tony Ferguson done? No, I do not believe that. Dana White kind of alluded to it. You might even have the audio, but he said,
I do have it here.
Okay, I'll save that then. So Dana,
I can just play it real quick. And
yeah,
you can
go ahead and play what Dana said.
Cool.
You know, there were some debates going into that fight. I thought we were going to see the old Tony. You know, I thought that the last fight he was affected by weight cutting, and we were going to see, you know. I mean, 10 out of 10 people tapped to that arm bar. The fact that he even made it through the arm bars is unbelievable, and just a testament to how tough and durable and crazy Tony Ferguson is.
That's the first clip, and then I have one more here.
Wait, let's talk about this clip real quick. So, yeah, I think it's interesting that nobody takes Tony Ferguson down to the ground. Not a lot of people do that because we know how good Tony's ground game is and has been. So I think that was very, very aggressive for Charles to do that. Like, you just don't do that to Tony Ferguson. Ferguson is absolutely dangerous on the ground, and he did that with no avail.
Manhandled him too.
No avail. Yeah. And this goes at, I mean,
it looked like the guy, dude, it honestly looked like Tony was a weight class lower.
I agree.
Like how people look when they fight Khabib.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, you just don't typically do that. And Charles just controlled that whole ground game and also controlled the striking department. I could not believe you just don't do these two things with Tony Ferguson. So I think that's why some of that stock has been lost, right? I was just amazed to see that. And that armbar, we already know Tony's tough. We saw the immense battle against Justin Gaethje. We saw all of the just injury and pain and
Did you look away on the armbar?
Yeah, had to.
I
thought his arm was broken.
It had
to have been broken. Like,
if it wasn't the end of the round, he would have definitely broke it, right? I mean, if it's not,
sure.
Because I don't think it was broken because he finished. It was just probably hyperextended or something. But Dog, it was.
I could not believe that.
I definitely looked away.
But we knew Tony was battle tested just because of the
he's tough.
injuries.
There's
the
no doubt
injuries.
he's tough.
There's no question on toughness.
There's a lot of tough guys in the UFC though.
But
Doesn't make you know.
yeah, but I was super sad to see that and just almost utterly shocked that Charles was able to do that.
I think Tony, you could tell when he walked around the ring with him, he was so disappointed in himself, and there was nothing he could do.
I agree.
He couldn't. I've felt that level of frustration before with different aspects of life or whatever, just knowing like, damn, I just got fucking wrecked and there's nothing I can do now in the moment. The only thing I can do is go back and try to get better and be better later. But man, in the moment, I either was not prepared or I just got the shit, beat out of me by this person, not physically, but in whatever I'm doing. And it's like, damn, that was on a different level. I was not expecting. That's what Tony looked like. He just looked so disappointed. Like, wow. What in the hell? Like,
what in the hell just happened?
I'm so pissed right now, and he looked like he wanted to punch that guy in the face, but you can't. Yeah. He just punched you in the face for the whole fight and dominated. Like, fighting has to be a very interesting mix of emotions afterwards, because that's when someone gets mad or when somebody, that's like the emotion that comes out, right? Is fighting. Well, you just did that for 5 rounds or 3 rounds or whatever. So what's the motion next? Like, when you get your ass manhandled that bad, you can't even be like, can you even be mad anymore? What do you do? Like, do you just go into a severe disappointment?
And how do you switch that parallel? Right. It's such a dangerous, like, man. It takes, you have to be a very, very professional to do that.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
No doubt. Well, why don't we play Dana's clip, and then we'll kind of go into what's next for Tony.
Yeah, of course that's possible. But Tony needs to go home and spend the holidays with his family, take some time off, and think about what he wants to do next year, and we'll see what's next for him. But yes, that's every time you fight, in this business, that's always possible.
The reporter asked him about declining and if he's on the decline or if you think he's on the decline. And that's what Dana's saying. Yeah, I mean, every time you go in there, you have a chance of declining. You have a chance of getting your ass kicked or being exposed in a way that gives people a blueprint, And that's what he was saying there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's tough, man. For me, I think he is declining. I think he needs to, maybe look at weight class. Was it an energy thing? Was it just kind of reinventing, his way? Because maybe that blueprint, like you said, that blueprint's not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe that was so last year. Maybe it was so 2 years ago. So I think changing the blueprint, and I hope that Dana, I mean, obviously as transparent as he was and answering the question as politically correct as he could, I hope Dana says, yo, dog, hey, I expected more. Where's the reinvention of Tony Ferguson? What's the next step?
Did you expect him to say that in the press conference, or?
I wanted him to be a little bit more stern, but he was pretty laid back, saying, "Hey, go spend time with your family." I think that all those things are true.
It looks like the internet and people are overreacting to Tony Ferguson's decline. Doesn't seem Dana White is at all.
Doesn't seem like it.
I mean, if you think about it, why should he? It's 2 fights. They're two top tier opponents. We didn't really know what Charles Oliveira is, but we knew he had a bright future, and now we kind of see where that future's going. Keith Crum in the chat, Justin Ferguson beat something out of Tony. I don't think he'll ever be the same. There may be something to be said for that.
Could be true.
Will he win fights again? Yeah, but maybe being the same, will he contend for titles? I don't know either. It doesn't look like it at the moment.
Yeah. Here's what I think it might have changed. I think it might have just changed a mental state, right? Not like knocking something loose, but I think Tony viewed himself as El Kukui, the creature that strikes in the night, that just has no remorse for anything. Mm-hmm. And I think that fight with Justin Gaethje really changed the mental fortitude of Tony. And I think his mental toughness, I think his mental fortitude is something that if I were him and if I were in his team, I might take a look at. Because I think Keith Crum might have a point with that. That makes all the sense in the world. And I just don't see that mental toughness. You don't see that dark El Kukui that we used to see. And not just even in his fighting. I'm not seeing it and I'm not feeling it when I see his pressers and when I see the hyped up fights and this. I just don't see that. And maybe there's a mental strength that's kind of maybe missing, that maybe kind of fell through the cracks. That's my opinion. That being said, getting into what's next for Tony, here's my opinion. We have one of the biggest fights that I'm looking forward to of next year, right? With Poirier and McGregor. Let's see what happens with that, because those two individuals are still, in the top 5, as Tony still is until Charles moves from 7th to whatever they decide to do with those rankings. I think really what we have to do is we have to give Tony time, reinvest into his family, reinvest maybe into some mental fortitude. If you ask Dal Palantonio, Who knows?
Who
But
knows?
but I think we have to see Conor McGregor and what happens with him in the Dustin Poirier fight. And I think Ferguson should be a shoo-in for the winner of that. Or even the loser of that. But I think based off of what happens in that fight, that's where UFC, Dana White, Tony Ferguson, they make a decision based off of how that fight goes, and that's when we find out what's next with Tony, I think. That's my opinion.
Socratic mind. Tony looked old out there. Charles Oliveira was never the one to press the action. To see him in there, back up Tony was insane. I agree, dude. Tony's the guy that throws all these crazy stuff, and he's unpredictable. I didn't really sense that at all, and neither did Charles. Charles wasn't scared at all. Very interesting.
Didn't think there could be a boring Tony.
Yeah. His arms must have been made of rubber. Neighborhood.
Yeah. He's Gumby.
Oliveira.
Tony Gumby Ferguson.
That's what he should change it to, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, he can't be El Kukui anymore.
No, Tony Gumby.
Oliveira's always had next level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. From Dirty DJ. Yeah, I like the Cub fight too. Neighborhood said the Cub Swanson fight was his favorite. I like that one too. TTF, who would you take in the fight with Hamzat Chimaev and Kevin Holland from Dirty DJ? Oof. I got to see the odds. It's all about the odds for me. I'm just trying to make money. I lean Hamzat, but Kevin Holland has a point, man. There's not been a ton of cats that he's been in there with even close to that guy.
Ranked opponents.
Yeah.
Things
I'd like to, dude, I'm curious. I'd like to see where Vegas puts the odds. Oh, if I get Holland as an underdog, I'm on Holland. I'm probably on whoever's the underdog, to be honest. That's probably what it is, because I feel like both guys should be favored. So that's where I'm at on that, bro.
Where do you think the people would be?
The odds.
You think the people would be on Chimaev just because of the hype?
Like he talked about casuals.
Yeah.
But before the Jacare knockout, for sure. But now the Jacare knockout was, Doug, that was just some next level shit. Like the way he reached down from his back, he was in guard. Like he was almost in guard. It was just crazy, bro. I never seen anything like that. That was weird. That was some weird long shit, dude.
Right.
Main event. Actually, wait. Let me see if I have this Dana White sound on. Oh yeah. Okay. Main event. The draw. I got my money back because of a draw. They don't pay you on any. They don't pay either side. So if you bet on Davison Figueiredo or you bet on Brandon Moreno, either way, you got your money back because it was a draw.
Gotcha.
Majority draw. So what did you think of the fight? What did you think of the scoring? Everything there.
I guess with the fight, first of all, you know what these two guys have.
Did you think Figueiredo was going to put him out in the first, second, like he had been?
I thought maybe the second possibly, but I knew Moreno was tough, and I saw that with the last fight with Brandon Royval. They showed a lot of heart and determination in this fight, man. The guts, coming off both wins, obviously in less than a month of each other.
Yeah, they were on the same card.
Yeah, this is incredible, man. So I think we were able to see some weakness in Figueiredo's game. I don't think we've seen that, this last month or two since his last two fights at least. And I think Moreno is really a legit contender, and I just don't think he got the props and the credit that guy deserved. I was really impressed, and Moreno, his toughness. I was more impressed with Moreno's toughness than anything with Figueiredo.
Dog, those shots that he was taking.
Holy shit. I don't even know if Ferguson could take those. I just say that loosely.
Right.
I say that loosely.
Dog.
But Ferguson today, I don't think could take those shots. Ferguson a year ago could take those shots.
Those were crazy, like heavy. Those every time Figueiredo connected, it was like you could see him going out. And I never felt the same with Moreno, except in that one round. I think maybe it was the second or the third, and they started getting in kind of a little scramble, and it looked like Figueiredo got caught a couple times. But as I watched the fight back, and then I watched the replays, he didn't really get caught. He was kind of slipping and stumbling, and they both were a couple times. But, dude, the shots that Moreno was taking were just brutal. It sounded like punching bag, dude. Him just hitting a punching bag so hard. Did you ever have that friend growing up that just punched harder than everyone else? Like he hits you in the arm.
Yeah.
You did a slug bug or you did some shit where whatever it was.
Right.
And he just, and it's like, all right, enough.
Yeah.
You're punching too fucking hard.
Right.
Like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
You're
not my friend anymore.
Yeah. And I don't even know what I'm going to do right now because I don't even like you punching me in the arm. If I hop and slap you, I definitely don't want to get punched in the face.
I can't do
I'm just
anything
telling
right
you,
now.
knock it off.
I got a dead arm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like that, dude. That's what a Figueiredo. Holy shit.
That little
so
man's
stiff,
got
bro.
that little man got some power.
So
dog.
much power. And the fact that he was in the hospital until 2 a.m., which came out after the fight, was...
With, that was a stomach infection?
Stomach infection.
Yeah.
Guess what? I saw it a little earlier in the day. Some MMA blogger had it in this Discord, which I'm going to get, which I'm having our Discord going for you guys soon. Had it in this Discord chat that I'm on. And that's why I bet Moreno.
Really?
Yeah. Did you see that I was on that during Twitter? Everyone was like, you're crazy. Vitzer was like, oh, lay the house on Figueiredo, da-da-da-da. And I went the other way on the plus 300 odds.
I didn't see that.
And I thought maybe we were going to do that first. I was like, all right, we might get waxed here. But then
you had a little knowledge.
I was like, oh, we might be getting something here. We might have
insider
something.
Trading.
Yeah, dude, I had a little inside info on it. A little inside info because I didn't see it come out on any major publication until after the fight. So with this fight, do you think it was, and Neighborhood just actually talked about it, but I was just reading about it here as well. Okay.
The eye poke and the notorious groin shot. How much did those two things impact the fight on the side of Figueiredo versus Moreno? Like, what do you?
They took a point, so I feel like it evened out. If they didn't take a point, I'd feel like Figueiredo maybe got the best of it. But yeah, I think the ref had to take a point. Normally, you get 3 warnings or you get some warnings and shit. I think Dana White talked about it in the post.
Belts are on the line though,
and yeah, he was like the ref had to do what he had to do to take control of the fight, and I totally agree. Like. Davidson had already poked him in the eye twice, kicked him in the nuts with a crazy nut shot.
Yeah. I
mean, we got to get control here. Take away the point. Right. I thought it was fair. Let me play this the sound from Dana White talking about the stoppage there. Or not necessarily the stoppage, but the where's that at? The scoring for the main event.
I did want to ask you about the scoring, and I'm not sure if you've seen the cards yet, but the reason it was a draw was because one judge gave Moreno the 5th round, which I don't think many people did. If Figueiredo gets it, that ends up being a Figueiredo win. So what did you think about the scoring overall, and does that change it?
Interesting. I didn't know that. But we were in the back. I went back halfway through the fight, and we were sitting back there saying this could definitely end up being a draw with the when they took the point. But I didn't know that somebody gave him the last round. So I say, man, you never know with these judges. You never know.
There you go.
It's true.
I completely agree. You leave it in the hands of the judges, you never know. I thought we lost again. I was like, at the end I lost. I didn't know on a draw or a majority draw. Figueiredo keeps the title, but as far as sports books go and betting,
money back.
Yeah, you just get your money back less the juice. If you laid juice, like if you were in a casino and you had to lay the juice, then you don't get your money back. That's why on the telecast, you notice J.A. said, John Anik said, and the sports books get the last laugh here tonight. Figueiredo, majority draw. And he said that because sports books clean up. They get all the middle action. They get all that juice in between, and then they just refund the tickets for the rest. So everyone gets their money back. They clean up on the juice.
Still got off the top.
That's how they have that little place out there in the desert with all the lights, okay? They're raking no matter what. I don't care what you bet. They're raking.
House, baby.
House always wins. There you are. All right. Anything more you want to hit on for the card before we move on from UFC?
No, man.
Good to go there. All right, let's do the NFL Heaters recap really quick. All right, Heaters recap brought to you by the homies at DenverSportsBetting.com. Make sure you guys follow me on social media at BettingDenver on Twitter and at Denver Sports Betting on IG. Uncle Jim and myself, another winning week. We are on fire right now. What do you know about 18-3 in the last 3 weeks?
Fire.
Tell me somebody else that's 18-3 documented in the last 3 weeks.
Never heard of her.
Nobody. That's not true. I don't know if nobody is, but we're on fire right now. We're absolutely crushing. Let's just start out with a couple blunders. The Giants. We talked about the Giants' loss yesterday. The Giants plus 2.5. Roselli on the Giants. We each lost one. That's the thing. We each went 2-1 yesterday, so it works out nicely. Neither of us got demolished and had to have the other person pick us up. The Giants plus 2.5. It wasn't even close. Let me tell you the terrible part about the Giants' loss. I had them in a teaser. $200. I laid down a $200 teaser. Chiefs minus 0.5 point because I bought them down from 7. They were minus 7.5 going into the game. Giants teased up to 13. They were plus 3 at game time. I got them plus. Oh no, I'm sorry. I did a 10-point teaser. My fault. I did a 10-point teaser. I teased them up to 13. That's right. They were getting 3. I gained 10 on there. They couldn't even cover 13. The Giants were so bad. Daniel Jones is not the same. Daniel Jones reminds me of Kyler Murray when he can't run. He's not the same quarterback when he can't run. And Joe Judge, head coach, has to have seen that this week. Do not start Daniel Jones with the bad hamstring, a bad quad, a bad ankle, a bad toe. Don't start him if the guy can't run because he's not the same quarterback and the passing lanes are closed. Terrible job. They should have put Colt McCoy in there. Giants do terrible. We lose the pick on that one. Moving on to my loss. I went back and forth between the Jaguars and the Chargers. The Chargers at home against the Falcons, and then the Jaguars at home against Tennessee. I was looking for another home dog to add to our show. Home dogs was the theme. I go with the wrong side. Chargers not only win the game, or not only cover, they get the easy win. Not easy win. They win by a field goal at the end of the game. We should have gone there. We didn't. We went with the Jaguars plus 7.5. What happened? Derrick Henry ran it down their throat, which I knew he was going to do, but I thought we'd get a little bit more out of the offense. And did you see the news this morning? We now have another quarterback change. The Gardner Minshew is now the new starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars going into this weekend. So they don't know what they're doing. I don't know what I was doing picking that team. Jaguars not only don't cover the 7.5, they get blown out in the game. Let's go to some wins here, though. Let's start out with the Bucs, minus 6.5. It was looking a little bit rough in the first half. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Brady. I was like, what's going on? Brady off a loss. What's the deal? Brady off a bye. What's the deal? He's missing receivers. He's throwing high. He's throwing it over their head. In the first quarter, he looked terrible. Then the Bucs D started to get it rolling, got a little bit of momentum for him, gave him some good field position, and it was the Bucs were off and rolling. Honestly, we wouldn't have covered this game if Dan Bailey could do anything. If Dan Bailey could make a field goal, we wouldn't have covered. I think he missed 3 or 4 field goals on the day and an extra point. Dude cost the team at least 10 points. Thank you, Dan Bailey. We will take the dub there. Buccaneers win the game and cover the 6.5. Colts, minus 3 against Las Vegas yesterday. What about this one? Colts go into Vegas and absolutely destroy the Raiders. I was a little bit nervous on this one. I didn't really know. Uncle Jim had me a little nervous. Phil Rivers, too many people on the Colts. Didn't even matter. I even told him, I was like, wow, you like home dogs this week, but you don't like the Raiders at home? You're going against the home dog? And he was right on the money. Colts minus 3, easy cover against the Las Vegas Raiders. Moving on to the Miami and the Chiefs game. What about Patrick Mahomes running back 50 yards and taking a sack? I think that was actually recorded as a 30-yard sack. Did you see that? Running all the way back. Crazy in his own end zone. Gets sacked. Chiefs did not play well at all. They played down to their competition once again. It's kind of crazy. So the Chiefs played bad in the beginning. Then all of a sudden they found the gas pedal. They shifted it in to high gear. And all of a sudden I looked back and I'm like, wow, this is a blowout, 30-10. What's going on here? This is toast. Then the Chiefs don't do anything else the rest of the game. I have no idea what's going on, but I think it makes for some very entertaining games, and I'm glad it went exactly as I thought. The Chiefs being able to play down to their competition, they can throttle it up, they can throttle it down, and fortunately for us, they throttled it down just the right amount yesterday, and we got the backdoor cover with Miami and a late field goal yesterday. Miami covers the 7.5. You gotta love it. Moving on to the final game. Yesterday in the late window, it's the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. Another one, Roselli on. Hammerlock of the week for him. Didn't get the hammerlock, got the full Nelson though. They cover the 7.5. This one kind of went back and forth. It was like tied up at 14 for a while. Then the Packers pulled out by 2 touchdowns and the Lions buttoned it up close. Lions were able to come within a touchdown late in the game. They end up covering the 7.5 for our final win of the day. And that is your Heaters recap, where we go 4-2 this weekend. We're 18-3 the past 3 weeks. Jump on board, get yourself some money if you can bet where it's legal, and also check out the homies at denversportsbetting.com. There we go. Crushing the Heaters recap. Crushing Heaters. Uncle Jim will be back on Thursday with another set of Heaters. Are you missing doing those or no? Does it kind of feel stress relief?
No, man, I'm able to help you guys out. And,
Yeah.
And now we're kind of working together a little bit instead of like, now we can kind of talk about things. No, it's good, man. We're onto something. I can put a little bit of my 2 cents in, and then you and Roselli kind of put your guys'. We're better.
Better for the listeners.
Better
Yeah.
as a team.
We're trying to give you guys winners, bro. We're
Better
trying
as a
to
team.
not lose over here. So there we go. Did you know the teams that got the most action this week? Chiefs minus 7.5, shocking. Public, heavy public play. We went the other way. You know all those people on the public too that were like, got the Chiefs minus 7.5 and we were up 30-10. They're celebrating, doing all this. And then Miami comes back and does the backdoor cover. Did you see how Miami covered?
think. No, I didn't.
Okay, so it's late in the game.
Okay.
They're on the final drive, and it looks like normally for anyone else it's like 4-down territory, but they did that weird thing where they kicked the field goal first with there was 40 seconds to go in the game.
Okay.
They're down 10 at this time. 40 seconds to go, down 10. They're at the 30 or 40 yard line, and they choose to kick the field goal first and then go for an onside kick and then try to get the touchdown, but they didn't even get the onside kick anyway. That's what screwed the spread. The pointless field goal that they took first to try to get that out of the way. You know how teams do that?
Yeah.
Instead of making it harder on yourself, let's just take some points.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to bet NFL or bet football in general. Because if you are on the Chiefs side, I'm smiling and I'm laughing. I have this shit-eating grin on my face because there's no way we should have covered that game, and we did. Everyone that was on the Chiefs side is right. You guys should have won money yesterday. But if you listen to the show, you shouldn't have won money because I told you that was going to happen. Yeah. I told you they throttle it down. I told you they dial it back. I told you they play down to their comp.
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
Most teams got to go for that big score, and then as a secondary onside kick, you have to cover less ground.
Yep.
Finish it off with a field goal.
Yep.
Nope.
So 2 out of 3, the most bets, the teams getting the most bets over the weekend. Chiefs minus 7.5. That was an L for the public. Cardinals minus 2.5. That covered. Easy cover there. And then the Saints minus 7.5, dude. Those were the 3 teams. Saints, Cardinals, and Chiefs. So 2 of the 3 were losers, and they hit on the cards. Interesting stuff. All right, Dal, let's do let's go ahead and do a little bit of on this day here.
Dope. All right, fools. On this day, we've got to pay a little homage to one of the best heavy metal guitarists of all time. On this day, December 14th, the funeral in 2004 took place for Mr. DimeBag Darell Abbott.
Oh, shit.
One of the Abbott players, the guitarist for Damage Plan, which was his last band that he was doing as Pantera was on their hiatus. But Pantera is obviously what this individual is known for. With the Abbott brothers, his brother, obviously, Vinnie Paul, playing on the drums. The Abbott brothers are notorious for heavy metal. This guy, he's really the reason I picked up the guitar. Nice, dude. This guy is he was so creative with his false harmonics and the techniques in which he had on the guitar. And just...
You know this song?
Yeah, dude.
What is this?
Cowboys from Hell.
Just making sure you're a fan, bro.
But again, this funeral took place in Arlington, and it was actually taken. It was actually at the Arlington Convention Center, and it was interesting because, yes, he was in the casket, and the casket, by the way, was donated by Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley from Kiss. It was actually a Kiss coffin because Kiss was his favorite band growing up, dude. He loved the masks. He loved the entertainment factor, all the fires and all that shit. So that was one of his favorite bands, right? So they buried him in actually a custom Kiss coffin, which was super sick. Check this out.
DimeBag Darell. You would have known.
Yeah, dude.
Got buried in a Kiss coffin. Okay.
This is even better, right? We've talked about Van Halen on the cast. We're big Van Halen fans. We got the actual book.
Yeah, Uncle Jim.
From Uncle Jim, the Van Halen. We did a little Van Halen, trivia on the show here. Big Van Halen fans. Check this out. This is a great story, but also kind of sad. Van Halen was the Abbott brothers' favorite co-band, right? So they loved Kiss. That was Dimebag's favorite band. But Van Halen was the Abbott brothers' favorite band together. That's what they grew up on. That's what they vibed on. And as a matter of fact, every time before the show, they would yell out Van Halen to each other.
Oh.
And the reasoning behind this was both of their ways to say, hey, bro, let it all hang out. Just give it all you got. It was kind of their motto, right? And Van Halen was the last words uttered before Dimebag Darell was actually shot on December 8th of 2004 by Nathan Gale. And that was his last words uttered. The interesting thing that connects Van Halen is Dimebag never actually met Eddie Van Halen, who he loved. That was his idol on the guitar, until 3 to 4 weeks before he actually passed away. Here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
He wanted to buy the guitar, the infamous Eddie Van Halen.
The one that's on the album cover and shit.
From Van
When he
Halen,
taped up?
from Van Halen 2, which was the yellow one.
Okay,
Not
okay.
the red one, not the
Gotcha.
Wolfgang, but he wanted the yellow one, which actually looks like this for you fools that are tuning in on the video.
Oh, very similar, just yellow.
Yes,
I never even
with the yellow.
Okay.
And this was Dimebag's favorite one. He liked the red one, but his brother Vinnie Paul to Van Halen, or Eddie, when Eddie got a hold of Vinny, when Dimebag passed, he said, Vinnie Paul uttered, "No, dude, his favorite guitar was the yellow one. He thought that was the shit. That was the best guitar he had." And he's like, "Okay, cool." Well, Dimebag, this 4 weeks before he passed, when he was actually dealing with Eddie Van Halen, made an offer of $30,000 to buy the original guitar from Van Halen 2. And Eddie turned it down and said, "No, dude, I'm going to make you one. I'm going to make you a custom one. I'm going to get it all set up for you. It's going to be great." So that's kind of how that conversation ended. So take it back to actually when he passed. A week after he passed, a day before the funeral, Eddie Van Halen reached out to Vinnie Paul and said, "Hey, an original deserves an original guitar." They actually buried Dimebag Darrell in his Kiss
Holy
coffin
shit.
with Eddie Van Halen's Volume 2.
So he wouldn't sell it to him for the
guitar.
$30,000,
Nope.
but then just gave it to him once he passed away. And he passed away, obviously, in tragic fashion.
And literally said, his quote is, "An original deserves an original."
Yeah.
And buried him with the Van Halen 2 guitar, man. So it's just, you look at
Did
the
you
respect.
say he got shot on stage?
He did. And he was shot.
You didn't say that, though, in the...
Oh,
just
correct.
now?
Yeah.
Did you?
So
Okay.
no, he was shot on stage, and there were 2 other people that actually died. So there was 3 people that died and 7 injured from this. And this was just a club that what they're saying is a mentally ill veteran, came in, and he was just upset that Dimebag had done this other project, i.e. Damage Plan, and left Pantera, and he thought, "Oh, it's Dimebag's fault that Pantera fell apart," all this stuff. Just a guy that was just unhappy with decisions.
Shit, I didn't even know about all that.
It was really, really bad, but he was
And he
supposedly
went into where they were playing, went
into
on
the venue.
stage and shot him, right? On
Shot him.
stage.
Yep, shot him in the back. You got it. And obviously, the other band members survived, but there was people that obviously worked for him, 2 others that passed away, and then 7 injured total that night back in 2004, man, December 8th. So, yeah, so on this day, a very sad laying to rest one of the best guitarists of all time, whether it's rock, whether it's metal, influenced by some of the biggest bands, i.e. Kiss, Van Halen, very, very reputable guitar player in the music world. And on this day, we laid him to rest.
There you go.
So, yeah.
Was that in Texas? Josh said in the...
Arlington, Texas.
He said some bag. I think he meant dime bag, obviously.
Yeah, Dimebag. Yeah.
Like some D-bag. Some bag.
Some bag.
Yeah, Dimebag got shot in Texas.
Yeah.
I believe shit's crazy.
So, yeah, he was shot December 8th, and he was laid to rest on December 14th on this day.
That's
man.
nuts.
Tough for
dude.
even me to talk about because I remember this, man. It was interesting because on this day, actually, when I found out about it, so it was that night, that next morning, I was actually driving my girlfriend at the time, Vale, to her class when I found out the news because I didn't find out that night. I found out that next day. And I was driving her. She went to CSU, and I was driving her around in the campus, and I had stayed that night with her. And I remember that night, like, I just felt weird. And I'm not making this shit up. Like, I just felt weird. Like, I can go back to it, and I can remember, like, laying in the bed just feeling, like, kind of sick and just feeling like not myself. And that was obviously the night that he was actually killed. And that next morning, I heard the news over the radio. I think I was listening to Sirius when I was dropping her off at one of her classes at the campus. And
damn,
I'll just never forget stuff like that, you
Right.
know. And it was a big one because again, this was kind of why I picked up a guitar. My dad obviously had one, and he listened to his classic rock. But when I kind of got into who I was in middle school and what I liked, Dimebag Darrell, he was kind of the inspiration behind me picking up a guitar aside from my dad, you know. So
that's a good point by Neighborhood in the chat. Give people their guitar while they can still play them. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we could all look at that as a lesson. Like, we always think, oh, tomorrow, we'll
Yeah.
get to it tomorrow, we'll do it tomorrow, we'll reach out to someone tomorrow. I recently saw, not to put my man John King's info out there too much, but he did put it out there on Twitter himself. I think it was on Twitter I saw. he said he squashed a beef with like someone way back on IG or something. And that was really cool for me to see. Because I mean, if he's had beef with this individual for a long time and he's ever going to cross paths with them or whatever, he's got a family, he's got other shit going on. And whether it's a beef, whether it's someone you've been meaning to reach out to, someone you've wanted to talk to, someone you need to say sorry to, someone you need to say thank you for something, someone you just want to kick it with or do something with, make that time, man. Try to really, and on their side too, man, let them know that that's important to you. And all of you guys make that time to get together, make that time to see each other, give that person that gift that you've thought about giving them, because you just don't know, bro. Like, we seriously don't. Look at that lady that slipped over here not to say she died, but like that, her whole life has changed right now, broken collarbone or whatever's going on. This guy, he just goes to play a gig and someone comes up on the stage and shoots him. That's nuts, bro. Facts, 20-year beef over a goddamn miscommunication to other people. John King. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Phil Beast, I'm in the gym right now, and just as you started talking about this, Guns N' Roses started playing. I thought it was your background music, and I missed someone dying. No. Someone did die, but you didn't miss anything. It's been a minute. Been a minute. All right, let's jump into these sneakers. Brought to you, as always, by Pure Spectrum CBD.
Yeah, fools. Pure Spectrum CBD, man. Again, they've got some holiday stuff coming up. I don't want to say what it is because I'm not quite allowed yet, but
not allowed? We're December. Holiday stuff coming up. It's December 14th.
It's the week of Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got some deals. So make sure to...
Leave it to me to just shit on the party.
Yeah. Make sure to follow Pure Spectrum CBD on Instagram. They're on Twitter now, so follow them on all their social media. That being said, they will have some last-minute Christmas deals the week of, so if you guys are looking for some last-minute Christmas deals, make sure to get locked in on that. They do offer some gift cards as well, I believe, so maybe look into that. Again, we talked about it last cast just as some gift ideas. Yet again, gift cards, things of that nature. If you're local, run into their shop here in Evergreen. Again, they do some samples for you. They make sure to roll out the red carpet for you. So make sure to follow Pure Spectrum CBD on all socials, Instagram and Twitter. That being said, where do you want to start with on sneakers today? Actually, I got something for you. I always do that to you, right? I love it. I love it. Check this out.
Every time I'm right about to answer, too.
There are some official images of a shoe that I think you might just absolutely love. So let me put these on the screen. And then there's obviously some official images of a shoe that I am absolutely in love with that all come out here soon. They're calling this the Nike Dunk High Bodega collab. Alternate brown pearl official images. Check this baby out, dude.
Oh.
Dude, tell me this baseball stitching glove wannabe super neutral fall color.
Zoom in on those real quick.
Looking joint. Tell me this shit. Look at the tongue. Look at that like Nike in red, blood red stamped in there, dude, on some leather shit.
Oh, the Sandlot joints, bro. I gotta have these.
Dude, tell me these. Look.
What is that? Is that baseball stitching on the back and the top? What?
I'm going to show you.
Oh, God.
I'm going to show you some more images. What about the tiger stripe swoosh?
That's the only thing I'm a little confused. That's why I just asked if those were baseball striping. But are they Detroit Tigers? What's going on?
I don't know about the Detroit Tigers.
You really had me cracking. I was about to be like, what?
Dude,
gotta have them.
These are absolutely gorgeous.
When are these coming? What's going on here?
These official images just dropped about an hour ago.
Wow.
And it says coming soon.
Oh, look at the top heel cup, bro.
Look at that, dude.
That shit is sick. Woo-hoo. That looks like a shoe surgeon custom, bro.
Dude, and they put the fancy laces like you'd get from Rope Lace Supply, like the high-end laces that have the waxed.
Wax.
I think these. Dude, tell me that toe box.
Sale toe box is so sick.
Dude, instead of the white, we hate white toe boxes here. We're not against them, but if you can do sale or an alternate white, cream, i.e. anything, this is, and dude, that leather, like if you don't think that leather quality, look at this. You got long hair suede here. You got some leather patches here. Dude, you got what looks to be a nice supple toe box. I mean, this might be the nicest quality dunk we might see of the year. You could put the chunky dunkies out there if you like hair. But
dude,
dog, these
going to be Bodega exclusive? Are they going to be on sneakers? Are they going to be stupid?
It's hard telling. They aren't exclusive. But dude, look at the back. Look at that tongue. Look at that quality. Man. Hidden in plain sight.
I'm saving all my GOAT credit now.
Dude, is that a stash pocket right there? Looks like it to me.
I'm saving all my GOAT credit. I'm going to get a job actually too. Yeah, which I really am, but yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
And then, dude,
I need to. Look at those.
Look at the bandana. 2006 when Bodega came to fruition, and then obviously the 1972. I can't remember. I didn't do my research on what that is, but that might be something with Nike there, obviously the 72. But, dude.
Dog, Roselli, are you telling me Roselli doesn't need these right now?
Roselli.
The baseball joints?
Roselli needs these so bad.
Some Rockies game stompers. We're talking my man hits like 60 games a year. Well, he used to. I'm
just saying, man, these... I had to show you some leaked images, man. These are absolute fire, and I'm really excited to see.
My aunt said, are those leather ties in the back?
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is yes. Hell to the yes.
Wow.
So,
she said those are perfect for Roselli.
Yeah, I agree.
You go.
So I guess I'll go ahead and go into the Wolf Gray Jordan 5s in golf.
The what?
The Wolf Gray.
Wolf Gray.
Wolf Gray.
Wolf Gray?
Wolf Gray.
Oh, okay. I thought we were doing...
Not Wolf. Not Barks.
Cause your girlfriend, Wolf.
I think you said Wolf Gray.
Wolf Gray.
My girlfriend says that.
Does she?
Oh,
I
all
think
the
a lot
time.
of people do.
Oh, yeah, babe. Did you see that article on the ballot to introduce woofs? Woofs? What are woofs? I don't even know what woofs are.
I know hooves.
Does that sound Benny makes? Woofs. What's going on? All right, anyway, sorry. Wolf Gray.
Dude.
Wolf Gray.
The Wolf Gray Jordan 5 is one. I did do it. I see, when you say it fast,
it's just Wolf, guy. Just Wolf Gray.
Just Wolf Gray.
There you go.
Damn, that's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
I am a victim when it comes to wolf. I do wolf.
You're a victim?
I'm a victim. I'm one of those victims that, or no, I'm guilty. I'm not a victim. I'm guilty.
The Dallas just keeps rolling one after another. He's just cranking them out, bro.
Crank. Damn it. The Wolf Gray Jordan 5 is obviously one of my favorites. I love gray. I love that silhouette. I was never able to have it, so it's one of those that kind of got away. I'm hoping 2021, 2022 brings the Wolf Gray Jordan 5 back to fruition. But until that time, you fools who love to golf, you have the Wolf Gray Jordan 5 coming at you, i.e. coming soon. These are the official images that dropped this morning from Nice Kicks. I think these are absolute fire, man. These pop. These are great. I did sell my Jordan 5 Grape Golf. I did sell those. Just wasn't going to use them. Wasn't for me. Didn't absolutely love them, but I just loved the tradition behind it. The Jordan 5 Metallics just stocked. You actually sent me a link, I think, to the trophy room. They were out of my size. I couldn't buy them anyways. But the Metallic, obviously, is a huge, huge shot after colorway in the Jordan 5. And I passed on those. But these are a must cop for me. I absolutely love these, dude. And I'm going to golf the shit out of these things. I think they're stupid fire, man. I'm excited.
Those look like, have you seen those kits you can put on the bottom of the shoes to make any golf shoes?
Yeah, I thought about doing that. I don't want to drill through the midsole.
Yeah, right.
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to drill. I'm not going to do that.
So you'd just rather buy some that are already drilled.
You bet.
Ready to go for golf.
You bet.
Plus, these probably have a couple enhancements, maybe.
Some stabilizers that you might not
different.
have in a traditional,
Jordan
golf
5
shoe.
low.
That's true. So, yeah, I'm really excited for these, man. And so all you fools that golf, I think this is the play. Outside of the grape, outside of the metallic, holy shit, man. I think these are fantastic. So looking forward to those. I think they're still going to run you at $220. I didn't see any prices leaked on the Bodega joint. So I'm excited to see with all that premiumness, they're probably going to be close to the Duncans is what I would assume on those Bodegas.
Oh.
So, your 170-ish.
600 resale.
Yeah, I don't know about that for resale, but I think for the retail price, you're probably going to see the same price as what the Turduncans were. Just quality-wise is what I'm guessing, but we'll have to see on that.
Can't talk, Mr. Jaguars. Neighborhood roasting me. No, that's me.
Oh,
that's
is that
me.
you?
I say Jaguars.
Yeah.
Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Instead of Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Who sells Jaguars?
Nobody says Jaguars.
Everyone says Jaguars. Everyone says Jaguars. Come on, the guy says Jaguars. Only a victim to TTF clowning you, LOL. Black Prez.
Wake Prez. Wake Prez.
Look at this. Woof. LOL. Love it. Dow is undefeated. Josh. Black Prez. Nobody says it on this cast, but I also hate when people say across. Across isn't a word. It's either across or crossed. I even hear NFL announcers say, he ran across the formation.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Right. I like it, Prez. I like it. Get them shots in, dog. Get them shots in. That drives me nuts too, Jay Nasty. It's funny.
So check this out.
1 second. Sorry, Dirty DJ. Those same leather type laces did me dirty. Tips came off, so I super glued them back on. Then I wore my Frag Game Royal Custom Jordan 1s, and the super glue dripped all over them. Below, not food.
Ooh.
Below, not good.
He meant below, not good.
Yeah, it's true.
Below, not food. Yes, speaking of Dallisms.
Yeah.
It just isms in general. I just call them Dallisms. Blake P, I say Jaguars. Yeah. Oh, no, he says, I say Jaguars.
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 He must be from the East Coast.
I also say Bengals. A lot of people, my old radio co-host used to give me shit because I say Cincinnati Bengals. And it's Bengals.
Bengals.
B-E-N. Bengals.
Bengals.
It's Bengals. Anyway, sorry, back to the sneaks.
Well, check it out.
Oh, yeah, I saw those this morning. They didn't look like they were moving fast.
No, well, they did. They
moved, eventually?
They moved, I think, in the first hour and a half. They finally started moving. Obviously, the big sizes, I think they had up to size 14 in these bad boys. And typically, maybe even 15. I'm not for sure. But 14 or 15 was kind of the bulk on that. And with a lot of 4D, I think, who was saying it to you about the 4D? I think Eli Soto or one of those guys, so I apologize. But most of these great 4Ds that we're trying to persuade you with the softer uppers.
Curb.
Usually those only go up to about size 11. So they're not even doing size 12 in some of those. But the traditional Ultra Boost sole upper and the 4D midsole, they are doing upwards of size 14 and 15s in these. So the 13s, the 14s, and the size 15s went super, super fast. And I think within that first hour and a half, I think even the biggest at 10.5 was all sold through, so you just had the smaller sizes available. So they actually did pretty well this morning. So obviously you skipped it.
Yeah, I'm going for that
social status.
Man, if someone can hit me up, no, not one person reached out with a 12 or a 12.5.
On the socials?
I was just going to copy either one. Yeah, no one reached out, so I'm going to have to just jump on my GOAT credit.
Gotcha. Well, here's the good news. I did cop these, so we could take a look at them. I don't have them coming from Adidas, which gets me into my next segment. Let's not get there quite yet. I do have these coming from Oneness Boutique. Boutique. Now that we're saying things correctly. Boutique.
Okay.
Boutique. Boutique? Is it boutique?
Boutique.
Boutique. So I have these coming from Oneness Boutique and ordered these. These dropped earlier. These dropped on Saturday, so I didn't have to wait till Monday's release today. And the other thing is Adidas. Now let's get into the segment. I still don't have my Utility 500s. I still don't have my Bread Yeezys. They haven't been delivered.
Oh, right.
Now, everybody got emails stating that they're going to be delayed, that there are issues right now with transportation. Did you know that I bought those Utility 500s 11/30, November 30th?
Oh, wow. We're at the 14th.
And we're at the 14th. That's a hell of a delay.
That's like us trying to get a sample for this fucking merch from our printer. Jesus.
Yeah, no shit, man. God damn.
Sorry for the Fs. I'm just frustrated.
It's all good. Anyways, so check that out. So I didn't want to buy from Adidas this morning because, one, it was later than what I could have gotten from Oneness. The second reason is I'm on delays so bad with Adidas. I don't want to do any business with them. As a matter of fact, Adidas always goes FedEx. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Remember, FedEx always delivers all your Adidas products?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Not this time. USPS is delivering today, supposedly, my
weird.
Utility 500s.
What if they had an issue with FedEx, or what the hell happened?
They got all kinds of issues. I don't know what the hell's going on. And then as I was looking at my timeline last week, you had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, where people started on the East Coast getting their breads. And they didn't have any tracking. They just mysteriously showed up. So nobody could track them. Nobody could do it. They just showed up. It's just such bad business right now. At the holiday time, when you have your porch pirates, you have all these issues.
Absolutely.
You can't track your shit. You can't protect your shit. You don't know when your shit's coming in. Oh, and by the way, we're not even using that company anymore. I guess we're outsourcing to USPS. And that's snail mail right now.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I got a big gripe with Adidas right now, man. Not only are they making high school PEs instead of college, which is way more recognizable, they're dropping the boat in materials, what works, what doesn't. They're re-retroing everything. Nothing's selling out. Nothing's inspiring anymore. Some of the stuff I just have to have because I'm just that guy. But I don't know, man. And now it's just like shit isn't being delivered correctly on time. We're using USPS. Where's the transparency? Where's the communication of here's what we're doing, here's why we're doing it? The storytelling all falls between the cracks. I just not feeling Adidas right now, but I'm still buying a few things here and there. Those 4Ds that I just recently bought, the all 3M uppers. I put them on GOAT for a stupid price, thinking, well, I don't have to have them, but I do love them. But I was like, man, they're going to get fucked up. And I think that's just because it's winter. And I'm like, they're so light. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to wear these. I put them bitches up there for $310 and they sold.
Wow.
I didn't really want to get rid of them, but they sold.
I feel like that happens with Goat, man. Like a lot,
jeez.
he just puts stuff up there and sometimes it just goes.
So
Taylor said his stuff's not shipped from Adidas either.
Yeah,
So,
you know what? I DM Taylor probably a couple times a week. I like that guy. Yeah, he's over there in Florida, so he keeps me in the loop. But
he said anyone with Bread 11 350s, let me know.
Yeah. I think he's 11 or 11 and a half.
Or I'm sorry, Bread 11 350s. Bread 350s in a size 11 and a half. My fault.
Yep.
Bread 11 350s. Can you imagine that?
Jeez.
Can you imagine copping the Bread 11 350s?
I never heard of her.
Oh, what an idiot. Oh, my gosh. Can we get some for you, boy?
Take that L on the way
no
out.
doubt.
Damn it.
But, what I'm saying is I
pull that off the screen.
Yeah, so I am buying a lot of stuff from Adidas, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm either unhappy with, don't know the storytelling of it, or that I'm just passing on. So, I try to stay with Adidas. I try to give them some business, but Nike, from a strategic point, from a storytelling point, the evolution of the dunks coming back, there's just more... There's more meat on the bone for me. There's more reason for me to buy Nike and put my attention on them. I don't think it's more comfortable necessarily, but I just think as a collector, conceptually speaking, designs, the Vapors, the Vapor Waffles, new silhouettes versus retro and everything that was good in 2015 and 16. I'm just feeling Nike a little bit more, and that's where I'm at. And Nike I don't have a problem with their shipping. I don't have a problem with their delivery so far. So for me, that's why, I've been spending more time with Nike. But there are a few things. I love this cream silhouette. I'm looking forward to this and kind of seeing what it looks like. But, outside of that, that's where I'm at. I forgot I had the tweet set up to publish for the show. I just tweeted it. Did you?
Yeah, it has tons of topics: UFC, Heaters recap, sneaker talk, life updates, underrated news, including a Pornhub update, and much more. I just tweeted it out. So I guess we should finish with the underrated news and finish with that. But hold up. But first, my man Conley in the super chat sliding through $4.99. My breads just showed up as well. On the AP, it shows on the app.
Yeah.
Only one P, I guess. On the app, it shows processing. They're going to send me another one with a question mark. That's interesting.
So they were delivered, but still shows processing.
How sick would that be? It gets a little 2-for-1.
Double up.
A little like my style when I ordered the Beluga 1.0 Yeezy 350s from Adidas France, and they're not supposed to ship to the U.S. on any of those international sites. And then 3 months later, just a pair showed up.
Oh, that was an exciting day.
That was so crazy.
I was glad I was with you that day.
That was insane,
We were excited. We didn't know what to expect.
Don't think I've ever had something that was so cool.
Yeah. Neighborhood says tracking was weird, like Dal said. I guess at least everybody's kind of dealing with it, but it's so weird that tracking is so effed up that these things are just showing up. Like, that's scary to me. Like, I'm super neurotic when it comes to tracking my shit. So that sends chills down my spine.
Finish up with the underrated news here.
Yeah, man. Which one do you want to start off with? Do you want to start off with the Cleveland Indians with a little name change?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So let's start off with a little bit of Cleveland Indians to change their team name after 105 years. Cleveland's Major League Baseball team will no longer be the Indians, according to the New York Times. The decision to drop the name the team has had since 1950 came down on Sunday in the midst of social justice movements to stop sports teams from using Native American-themed elements for their mascots. The team already began phasing out the Chief Wahoo before the 2019 season. We actually talked
Chief
about
Wahoo,
that.
yeah.
And moving to the Block C logo for all uniforms and imagery. There was talk of dropping the mascot name prior to 2020 season, like Washington's NFL team did to their Redskins mascot, but Cleveland kept the name for another season. Dude, what do you think about this?
I don't really, whatever, like, if people are, I'm not Indian, so, or I'm not,
Native American.
Yeah, I'm not Native American, and I'm not Indian. There's actually Indian people, like Indian people. They're not considered Indians. You know what I'm saying? Like people from India.
Oh yeah,
those are not. You know, that's where this whole thing gets messed up, and that's why people are offended, and that's why people get. That's why it's all an issue.
Seems convoluted.
So for me to have for me to come in here and be, oh, they shouldn't change it just because it's been that way my whole life, There's a lot of shit that's been this way my whole life that's fucked up that should be changed. A lot of stuff in the world. So for me to have that line of thinking, you can't blame. I'm not going to blanket state that line of thinking about anything. Just because it's been that way, it should continue to be that way. People shouldn't be offended. I'm not of that ilk, so I'm not going to tell them what to be offended by and what not to be offended by.
Right.
But from what I understand, people that are offended by it, it comes from way back because it's a derogatory term referred to as people that were Native Americans here for this land that were thought to be something they're not. They're thought to be Indian because your boy Columbus thought he arrived on in South Asia or overseas. He thought he arrived somewhere else. So he called them Indians. And so that's where people get offended. And it's in my job to, tell people what not to be offended by. I don't care.
Right.
If they're offended by it and it makes sense to change it, change it. Just like Washington, like whatever. Do whatever. I mean, I'm not of the type to try to tell people what to do when I don't have involvement. Like I said in the last show, if it doesn't involve me, I kind of just stay out of it.
Right.
It's not really for me. I don't need to step in with my opinion. I have enough opinions that are educated on shit. I don't need to be stepping in with, for what? Like just because it's been that way, we shouldn't change it.
Yeah.
If it's still the wrong shit, or if it's, if people are bothered by it or been bothered by it, you're going to tell them not to be bothered. Why? Should you not be bothered by things that bother you? I mean, where do you sit?
I think for me, I'm happy that people now have the opportunity, whether it's the Me Too movements, the ability to be heard and the ability to try to actually be understood. I'm really happy for movements. I'm really happy about people that have been oppressed, are trying to obviously change the narrative. I'm really excited about that because that's an opportunity. I do think there are, our society is, not with oppression and things like that. I do think we are turning into a more sensitive society, and I think we have to be a little bit to understand oppression and to be able to sit back and try to understand what people went through, even though us that never went through it will never totally understand it. And I feel like for that reason, I should probably stay out. But if I stay out, then I'm a part of the problem. But if I stay in, then I'm barking things that I don't understand.
Right.
So it's a very complicated thing. But I am excited for people that have felt oppressed, that are oppressed, that have been oppressed, and continue to be oppressed, to have a voice. And what I'm more excited about, I pulled up 2 tweets from Mr. Donald Trump himself. This stemmed back from July 6th of this year. And he says, they name teams out of strength, not weakness. But now the Washington Redskins and Cleveland Indians, 2 fabled sports franchises, look like they're going to be changing their names in order to be politically correct. Indians, like Elizabeth Warren, must be very angry right now. Let's fast forward it now to December 13th, yesterday. Donald Trump says, "Oh no," after he heard the news. "What is going on? This is not good news. Even for the Indians. Cancel culture at work." I go back to my last point of
That's what's funny about that tweet is like, who's he talking about? Even for the Indians. What are you talking? The fact that you don't even know what you're saying, dog. There are no Indians. Indian people are the only Indians. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's what that's the issue. Like,
he is the issue. He's putting them all in one crackpot and saying, this is what it is. He just doesn't.
Even for the Indians. What Indians, bro? Like,
just doesn't get it, right? And I think when we look at, is Trump better? Is Biden better? I'm excited for.
Oh man.
I'm excited for transparency. I'm excited for maybe a few less lies and a few just putting people into boxing people in. That's what Trump, I think, has been guilty of. Just boxing people into a certain way, a certain thing, a certain class, and just doesn't understand people, the root of people. I just think his ego literally trumps anything that could happen. He's a great businessman. Don't want to take anything away from that. But stating stuff like that is the problem, is part of the problem. And that's why we are where we are today. And that's why we continue to be. And, like I said, I think these movements are what is gaining traction and allowing people that do and have and are oppressed to actually have a voice. And when shit rolls downhill, it starts from the top. It's okay that we have a change. It's okay. It's okay that a change is coming, possibly.
Thomas Yee in the super chat. Yo! $4.99. Appreciate it, bro. Yee coming in at the buzzer. Look at that.
That might be the best comment of the day.
Not quite at the buzzer. Damn, we're way over time, but
are we?
It's all right. We're fucking whatever. We're cruising here. Dude, so much good stuff in the chat. So let's have this combo really quickly here.
Okay.
It's interesting because you have people from both sides. People feel both ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have, this is funny, Josh Cheek. We just Columbus everything. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. That's pretty funny. What about the Braves, Blackhawks, Seminoles? Conley said.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting point.
Right.
You can go along with any of that stuff, right? And each of those things, especially like I know the Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks was brought up in Washington football team. And I read an article that they actually work with a tribe there and they get proceeds. Like they fund a bunch of shit for Native Americans through the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, like it's a big deal. So they're all like everything's cool in that community. So that's my point. I think you got to take it by a case basis on what's going on, what tribe, who it is, what's offensive, what's not. I have no idea. I'm not the guy to tell you. Here's what I can tell you though. You got Jay Nasty, right? These name changes are really pissing me off. Conley, cancel culture, Jay Nasty. So we got people saying it's cancel culture. Then you got John King or Jason Ramirez. I'm sick of cancel culture. Then John King. Are you sick of what do you say here? You're tired of corrections to blatant racist terms? And Thomas Yee said word. So obviously they're feeling the same way. My point is here, everyone feels differently about a lot of different things going on right now, right? This is why for people that it really pisses you off and all this stuff, are you like me? Are you not Indian? Because if so, like, why does it really piss you off? Now, cancel culture, I can totally understand. Check it out. Cancel culture. Now, I wouldn't put this under cancel culture. The reason is this has been trying to get changed for a long time. Washington football team trying to get changed for a long time. And now because of 2020, and you could say cancel culture, you could say the way things are going right now, people are actually listening for once. It's just been shut down by the Daniel Snyders and the people above. They've just been able to stomp it out. Now they're being heard. Shit's being listened to. So is it maybe because of cancel culture that it actually got, that this was actually enacted? Yeah, maybe, but it's been going on for a long time. I wouldn't say it's a direct result. Like people started complaining about it earlier this year or last week or 2 months ago. This is something that's been cracking. So I'm with you on cancel culture. I think cancel culture is stupid. I think that shock, oh my God, finger point. I'm right with you. I just don't think that falls under this umbrella. That's what I would say.
I agree with cancel culture. Like what happened 2 years ago versus where you're at today as a person, the growth that's taken place, all these other things. Cancel culture, a little weird to me, a little stupid at times. This is different. I'm with you on this one.
The Chase said he's offended that the Chiefs couldn't get one more point to cover. Yeah. So I said earlier, you guys were on the right side.
Well, and a lot of people, Jay Nasty and Chase, are both talking about transparency, Dow. Like, are you really serious? Well, yeah, I mean, it's a politician, dog. I get that. But you can't tell me that Biden and maybe his crew does not deserve the opportunity to see if they're more of men and women of the people than Trump was. Trump's an egomaniac. He is a shitty businessman. He got a lot of money from his dad, inheritance from his namesake. Dude filed bankruptcy over 13 times, fellas. I get it. I'm just looking for an individual, kind of like Barack, that was more of a man of the people. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Barack was the best president. I'm not saying Biden will be a better president. I'm not saying a better president. It is what it is. God damn, a little empathy, a little bit of ego. Let's leave that on the shelf for a little bit. But a politician's going to be a politician, fellas. I understand that. I understand we're not getting the reality of what the world is every day. And the words that are uttered from their mouths are blanketed by the pockets in which they feed every day. I get it, fellas. I get it. But at the end of the day, can we have somebody that's more of a man or woman of the people? That's all I'm asking for. Somebody who's empathetic.
Of all people, you're saying.
Of all
people. Just of
all
the people.
Who's maybe sympathetic, who understands, right. And not stirring the pot and making their side or their people or their color or whatever it is enraged at another side.
Right.
I don't see Biden necessarily
on
doing
all
that.
Sides right.
Right.
Now. I mean, everyone's trying to get the other side pissed off on their.
That's all I'm saying.
Why I'm not on any side.
That's all I'm saying, fellas. That's all I'm saying. So
it's
anyway.
You go and like, again. I mean, and obviously, right here, like this immediately becomes political.
Right.
And it's really not. It's just something that they've been trying to get changed for a while. You know, it's just something that people have been offended by and trying to get changed.
Right.
And how do you relate if you're not any of those people? How can you tell them not to be offended, or how can you understand where they're coming from if you don't have aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters that went through certain things? If you don't have that in you, how do you understand? Why are you speaking on it, and why does it bother you? Does it affect your ability to make money tomorrow? Does it affect your ability to wake up tomorrow? Does it affect your family, your kids, the school they go to, being able to have a good education, the amount of money you bring in? Does it affect any of that? That's how I look at it. If it doesn't affect any of that, why am I? Because they've been called the Indians forever? Okay. That's a reason to get really pissed or upset. Not for me.
Right.
Just depends on the person, though. We're all different. Everyone does what they do. That's just not what I do. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, on a lighter note, before we get out of here, Pornhub. Pornhub deletes 9 million amateur videos, will now only allow content from official content partners and members of their model program. Check this out. After changing its policies to ban unverified uploaders and MasterCard and Visa's decision to drop the platform entirely, Pornhub has removed over 9 million amateur videos. So it looks like it's a money thing. Looks like, investors of MasterCard, Visa, not allowing them to be teamed up with them and be affiliated with them. Obviously, we've got to cut a few things.
Wait. What? MasterCard and Visa are not going to work with Pornhub anymore?
Yeah.
So they're cutting what?
It sounds
They're
like...
taking the porn off their site? I'm confused.
Yeah. So after changing its policies to ban unverified uploaders and MasterCard and Visa's decision to drop the platform entirely. So I guess they were using MasterCard and Visa as a currency, as a way of currency to take payments, things of that nature. Well, these two entities dropped the platform entirely, probably for ethical, moral issues. I don't know. That has made some changes with Pornhub, and I guess they're trying to tighten things up by getting all the unverified uploaders and obviously just teaming up with their companies like Brazzers and all these other companies who make these videos and these, this porn.
So the big corporate porn is going to get pushed out more, and you're not going to be able to see the homemade amateur shit.
Can't see the amateur stuff anymore. Doesn't make us money. It's not verified. Brazzers are paying us, and these other companies are paying us. But this amateur stuff, we ain't getting any money there.
Somebody's got to go create a YouTube for porn and just let it be run by the people.
I think so.
Let the people have their own shit then.
I think that's what we need.
How is that not going down?
Yeah. This means every piece of Pornhub content is from verified uploaders, a requirement that platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and Twitter have yet to institute. So this is interesting. This is interesting. Pornhub says the videos will be removed pending verification and review, and the verification process will begin in the new year. Prior to this change, anyone could create an account on Pornhub and upload any video they wanted to since the platform's launch back in 2007. Interesting stuff.
John King says that they were finding a lot of child porn and other shit on the site.
Oh, were they?
So that's why they're going through and scouring it and cleaning all that shit off.
That's good.
Yeah, so that would make sense.
Yeah, that would make sense because as I just read, they're trying to clean things up, obviously, to have more of a verified stuff. Yeah, because if any average Joe could upload it, yeah, how do they filter through that? Like what, how does that all work, Who knows what people could be putting up there, so I get that.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Exactly.
Huh.
So they're going to change. Black Press says that already exists, YouPorn. So YouPorn, it can be uploaded like user content or whatever. So I guess maybe they'll just move over there.
Well, look at our chat.
And not be able to, but do they not work with Visa and MasterCard or what? They don't. Ooh, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. Funny shit. Well, thank you to everybody that came through in the chat today, man. Appreciate you guys sliding through, hanging out, comments, all the good shit. Hopefully we'll have some shoes on Thursday. Jeez, with these delays.
Yeah.
I know. I just copped a pair today. I'm so excited to show you guys. Now, how sick is that going to be?
Dude, story, sick. Collector's piece, fire.
Wait till we get these guys
fire.
in. You guys don't even know what these are, bro. You guys don't even maybe there's a percentage of you guys out there that like know what these are, but I don't know if you really know what these are.
I didn't even
maybe
know what
you
they
don't know
were.
the full story. Yeah, I know. I told you, you're like, wait, what?
I thought I was the guy.
Let me look these up. It's really dope. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. So those will be coming in soon. Yeah, Uncle Jim will be back with a new set of heaters on Thursday. Maybe we'll have Knuckles in to preview the last UFC card of the year. Talk some sports betting. So maybe some advice. I was talking to Neighborhood earlier. My guy Knuckles has a lot of really good advice he can give on the show. So maybe we'll get to that on Thursday as well. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all get yours.
I'll get mine.
We'll see you fools on Thursday.